doing? I was trying to work on getting this whole chat thing.
Oh, hail Lord Minion says, we want Minion. Come here, Mins.
Minion.
Come here.
I did say Minion was going to be on the.
Come on.
Was going to be on.
Oh, well, okay. Charlotte decided she's coming.
Oh, I guess.
Mins, come here. You're the wrong dog. You're the wrong dog.
Whoa, we cannot have this audio loop going on either.
Come here, Mins. Come here, Mins. Come here. Come
We
here.
got some tech issues.
You've been requested. Yes, we has requests for the Minion.
All right.
There he is.
There we go.
It's Lord Minion.
There we go. And I'm going to set
It's
this.
Lord Minion.
This. There we go.
What?
All right.
What?
We got to see. Oh, Az, dude. Az is over on TikTok Live on Minion's page.
Holy
Minion is
cow, look at
gracious
that
enough.
chat roll. I have
to
not
share.
seen a YouTube chat scroll like that. I can't get anything.
Yep, it's
I
pretty
can't
wild.
see any of it. Holy
pretty
cow.
wild.
Australia. I see Australia in there.
We got Australia.
Is that you moving the chat?
No, that's the chat.
Holy cow.
That's the chat.
That's incredible.
Yep.
Are you talking to the people who talk? He says, I want back down to my area.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Poor Minion.
All right. You can go. You can do
Minion
whatever
said
you
hi,
want.
though. He
You
did
can
come
do
say
whatever you
hi.
want.
Minnesota, we got Justice for Saber in the comments. Oh, man.
Toronto, Canada, New York. Oh my goodness. Look at all you guys. That
Yep.
is flying. Something about pickles I saw. I have no idea what it said.
Super chat. Thanks for blocking me, buddy. You're welcome. I don't recall blocking you. It was probably a mod, but hey, you're welcome. Right down the street in DC. Somebody loves your
Oh my
hair.
goodness. Thank you. I have York, Pennsylvania.
Slow the chat. Yeah, if anybody knows how
Hugs
to.
for fur babies.
If
I'm
any of my
catching.
mods know how to do
I'm
the whole slow chat thing, that'd be super
catching-
cool.
I don't know if they can set slow chat. I think you have to.
Probably. I'll just have to pause the chat and occasionally.
See if the.
Nope,
three-
none of these are it. I already tried that.
It's probably on there. It's probably on the app. App is easier to use.
It
Use
is.
those. There you go.
It is. Let me check. Actually, I think I tried this one other time and it never came through.
Chat viewing options.
That would be
You might have
over
to
on
set it
here.
at the beginning. I don't know.
It's possible.
I'm not sure.
So awesome to be here with you. So thank you. Bode C. Appreciate
Boop on the
it.
nose for me.
So we got
Boop.
we
Boop
got
the
a
snoot.
whole development thing, which is why I was off talking with the neighbor the entire time up until a couple minutes ago, so I didn't get a chance to prep this whole YouTube
Oh my
live
goodness.
thing. But yeah, there's like almost 2,000 people in here, so
Before I posted about hot pickles, what brand were they? They were Clausen.
Clausen, yeah,
Clausen hot pickles.
they were good. They are good. Still messing with this. Let me. Oh, cool. Now it's on top jet. That's what I was hoping.
Ohio says hi. Justice for Saber. Hello.
Thanks. Any general advice for life? I'm from West Virginia.
Jen, you're so damn fine. He better realize. He realizes.
I realize. Oh, I realize. I do have general advice for life. It's usually kind of hidden in my video posts.
My Chihuahua passed away just over a year ago today. Watching Minion that looks just like him reminds me of him a lot. Thank you for the videos. That's awesome.
That's cool. I'm glad you guys enjoy the Minion content so much because I love Minion. I love that somehow you guys have, also been able to see how awesome of a dog he is. Y'all an amazing fans. Now I'm giving Lord Minion a shout out and JRE. Stay tuned. Very
And
cool.
JRE.
I don't know what that is, unfortunately, because I'm. Yeah,
It sounds cool though.
it sounds really cool. Appreciate it. There we go. Now I'm getting this back here. Just bought 1.5 acres.
from Barboursville, West Virginia. Hello.
What's up? Did an owl get Saber? Very unlikely. Joe Rogan. JRE Joe Rogan. Well, that's cool.
Awesome.
If that happens, I have no doubts that people will tag me and let me know that
That'd be
I was
awesome to
mentioned.
see.
I get every once in a while I get mentioned on certain popular podcasts. Never one that big. He doesn't know Joe. I know Joe Rogan. I just yeah. I'm not a podcast listener.
New viewer, how or why did you start homesteading?
How or why? Why did I start homesteading? Because I kind of wanted my own land, and it just was not working out where I lived, and so I just literally, if I wanted to have a bunch of land that I didn't have to pay a lot of taxes on, I had to move totally out of state, somewhere where land was cheaper, and I was just willing to flip my entire life upside down to try something. That's it. Now you got to start biting back. Okay. So let's talk about this whole dog bite thing and this whole yeah, all that. Basically, it's all resolved now, and there's no issues. I had a good conversation with the neighbor. It's actually a couple, and yeah, he came over here just a couple minutes ago. We talked about it all, and we're all good. I just said I just need to communicate with you guys how serious I am about making sure that there are not dogs coming over here loose on the property, and basically, yeah, he got the message. Want to make sure everything was good and there were no issues. I haven't obviously had a chance to make any videos on the topic. There'll probably just be one. Me just saying it's resolved and it's over. I'm sure I'll come up with something more than that to say. But literally, like, the tea is all over. The drama should be all over. Always a possibility that, they don't mean what they say. I think he was completely genuine and wanting us to be on good terms and get along. So, everything got escalated, and just like that, everything should be de-escalated and over with.
What's Minion's favorite food? P.S. Justice for Saber.
Slow chat, please.
We don't know how. We tried.
Don't know how. No way, Nate said tea. I did. Tea's the thing. I should say it was coffee.
You better get ready for the girly community due to Jen. We're here for the cooking.
I've got some more cooking
Oh, that's
videos
awesome.
coming. I do. Love the videos, Nate. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys
That's funny.
enjoy that.
I think you have to restart. Yeah, I think you have to slow chat from the start.
You probably
I agree.
do. Again, it was one of
I think
those
so,
things
too.
where I
We
had
don't really
just come in
know.
the door and like, oh, I got to get on live because everybody's going to be waiting.
Yeah.
Now you're all waiting. What are you going to do if the dogs come back? Probably they're just going to get chased off by Az if that happens. I now have a way to contact the people, basically.
We won't let it continue.
Yeah, if their dogs get out
But at least
and escape, they committed to letting me know.
At least now there's a relationship somewhat
Yep,
built, and you're able to contact each other if necessary,
that's right.
peacefully.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, do hit the like button, guys. That'd be really cool.
It's
Because
free.
we've got like 1,900 people in here and almost 600
Thanks
likes.
for having a level head about it.
Well, for
He's
sure.
pretty level headed about most things.
It's I've not seen very many situations where getting all excited and emotional and issuing threats and going off trying to be a tough guy or portray yourself as a tough guy. That gets you nowhere, ever.
What happened last night with Az? There's some kind of noise down in the woods over the ridge, and he is just crazy about it. Whatever it is not coming up.
No, it's not coming up to interact with Az.
And when I went out with them last night, I think he was barking back at coyotes, but they were so far off in the distance.
Yep. Yeah, the helper said boo.
Boo.
Your content reminds me of my time on the farm. It's the best life from Australia. That's awesome.
Very cool.
I want to visit Australia someday. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know much about it other than what I've read about it a little bit. Like, I'm sure I have no accurate picture of what Australia is like whatsoever. It's supposed to be full of all sorts of dangerous animals, but And obviously people survive there just fine, so you just take it from the locals and
Do
go
your
from
ducks
there.
have names, or are they just the ducks? Some of them have names.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few of them that have names.
There's 22 ducks. Like if I ever wanted to make a video on all the ducks, I would have not much time to say every single duck's name, and then yeah, what else?
And they'll never learn their names. Like, we aren't around them enough for them to learn them like that. Other than, I think Quackers totally understood me today when I said hi, Quackers, and she kind of looked at me funny. But
Might have.
some of them, since I've been here, I've come up with calling them my own little things that Nate necessarily wouldn't call them.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that has the green on its back, doesn't go like symmetrically on both sides. It like kind of cuts short on one wing, and I call it Wonky Duck
Wonky duck.
because his colors are all wonky.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny. What's your favorite animal in the homestead? Who's my favorite animal in the homestead? I don't know. I can't. Like, Minion is pretty much like been my companion and stuff forever, but yeah, somebody making me choose between my animals is just hard. I like my dogs. I like my cats
And you like them all for their own reasons.
for their own reasons. Yep. It's like asking somebody who their favorite child is. It's like,
Right? Kitchen
how
duck
do
is
you
good.
answer?
I was pointing out some of the ducks the other day on the live before it
Or
so rudely
disappeared.
just disappeared on me.
Right.
Sorry to anybody who was there. In slow mode is in the live control room under edit, customization, message. I don't know even where to find live control room under edit. Where's
Like, I
live
feel like most
control
people
room?
with like 1 million subs on YouTube have some idea how YouTube works and didn't just like wing it and then suddenly wake up and find a massive YouTube account. Ugh,
Yeah, when I first started
control room.
editing stuff for him on YouTube, and I'd say I don't really know how to do that, and he would be like, "Yeah, me either. You'll figure it out, though."
Pretty much.
Where did he say to go to?
There's a control room somewhere. It's literally sad how little I know about YouTube.
Go into settings. I thought it was each live you had to set it though.
Yeah, I'm just
There's
gonna
not
have
the
to sit
three-
down.
It's not the 3 dots down there.
No, unlikely.
No,
Nope.
don't report your own video.
Right. No, I'm sure I'm not on the
Are you
right
watching
screen.
you from a different?
This is just. You must show us Minion. Minion did show up briefly. Scroll all the way back to the beginning of this video because you can totally do that and you'll be able to see Minion. But yeah, next time I go live, I'm gonna totally figure out a little bit more how this works on here. This was just literally
Nate.
came in the door in 10 minutes to prep for the live.
We're missing all kinds of.
Oh, the super chats are all over here. If that's what you were
Oh,
looking for.
oh yeah, it's still stuck on there. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I got super chats on one device. I got regular chat on the other device. Videos make my day, and I love seeing your journey with homesteading. So glad to see Janice here. To her great team. Thanks. Love from Mineral Wells, West Virginia. I love your
Hello.
channel. That's very cool. I know exactly where Mineral Wells is. Love Minion, and I'm inspired by you, Nate. Awesome. Shout out to Jordan Peterson and
Free speech movement in Canada.
I don't know anything about that, but all right. Your videos, Nate. Tim and Travis both sent stuff. There was the slow mode one. Appreciate your attempt at helping. And
Animals are better than people. Agreed in most cases.
a lot of times. Nate, hope you know how much you motivate all of us. You're an inspiration. You set an amazing example for today's youth and everyone else for that matter. Much love. Your friends in Kansas. Very cool.
Thank you. Oh God, Emperor Minion.
Great night as they're good boys and my loyal band of 6 dogs say hello. Very cool. Think you have problems with the dogs going forward? I think I probably, yeah, I basically found a way to demonstrate how serious I was about them keeping their dogs contained. They want to get along. That's it. That's all I needed. They want to get along and
So they have somewhere to put their skull while they brush their teeth.
Okay, very cool. You guys are hilarious. $100 super chat to send that. Never seen anything like that in my life.
Oh, it's hysterical.
It is. It is. Kat, welcome to Narrowway supporter. Videos give me the same feeling. Obsessively playing PC farming games like
Green fingers.
yeah, there you go. We've been homesteading. Well, we've been farming at night and homesteading during the day.
Yep.
We've been playing
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. That's right. Howdy, closer to Glenville.
Hello.
Okay. Breakout abusive. Got a good word. Just keep a level head about yourself, and if it's abusive, yeah.
No, you made
Just
the right decision.
No, you made the right decision and stick with it and get out of it. Wow. I never thought I'd actually be overwhelmed with super chats to the point that I had to stay away from the regular chat for a bit.
Right. Hi from Reedy. Hope to see y'all around sometime. Hello.
That'd be cool.
We ran into a couple in Walmart this week that was like so blown away to actually meet Nate. It was awesome watching their reaction.
It was,
like as they walked away and the way she just looked at her boyfriend and was like, "Oh my god." It was really cool.
it was pretty funny. Every once in a while some of the you guys entertain me when you stop by and say hi if you see me out and about. That's cool. Yep. And don't ever hesitate if you see me out to say hi, because yeah, I'll say hi.
Yep, he sure will.
Yep. You demand a minion tax. You can't demand a minion tax. Minion demands his own tax.
How much bigger do you think Az will be?
I personally think he's probably going to hit 160 to 170. I think he's going to level out smaller than the biggest dogs.
Yeah.
Sorry, just joining. What is the update on the two dogs? So literally why this whole YouTube live seems all discombobulated is because I was out there talking with basically the neighbor that has these dogs. It's a girl and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend came over and we had a conversation for about 20 minutes. The whole time sounds like he just wanted to resolve the situation and make sure that we're good. So told him keep his dogs over there. If they get out, let me know. Sounds like he's serious about that. And that pretty much instantly resolves, in my mind, the whole thing. Like, I don't know what happened with Saber. I have no idea if those dogs got him or not. My feelings are that that's probably what happened. My feelings also are that those owners do not know that happened, didn't witness such a thing. It's just probably an unfortunate reality. But you know, there's no reason to have some kind of neighborhood feud about it all. So if they want peace and I want peace, then it's over. Like that's it. I just haven't had a chance to make a video about any such thing.
Will you be adding farm animals to your homestead?
Like they probably mean like larger cattle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. I mean, maybe a mini cow, but we might. Like it's not going to be anytime soon. There's a bunch of other stuff to do first. And somebody wants to know about Spoot. Spoot is good. Spoot is sitting on eggs, and I'm really not sure what to do about that. I have no plans for how to handle 200 baby jumping spiders in the middle of winter here.
No goats.
Goats.
Everybody always wants to know about goats. Goats are probably the last thing I would want out here.
I'm not wild about goats. I have experience with goats, and Howdy from the middle of nowhere, California. Hope y'all doing good despite the nonsense recently. Well, thank you for the super chat. $100. You said there was $100 super chat to that was whatever that was.
The joke.
That joke.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Uh-huh. So I was like, we really enjoy the homestead content, but we really follow because love you show all animals. Well, awesome.
That's great.
That's very cool. Big guy dog needs a spiked collar. I don't know if he really does. He's not going to face a threat that. That being said, I may get him one once his neck stops growing. I've had him for 2 months. His neck has expanded 3 inches. 3 inches? At least 3. So any collars I buy him now may, somewhat rapidly become outdated. And then I have to buy another one. Growing your own food on the homestead. Yes. How much for these, Nate? Dog treats. Out of curiosity, whenever you guys go out of town, is there someone who takes care of animals on the homestead? Most definitely. This homestead is not designed as most homesteads aren't set up to just be left for days or whatever at a time. They need, needs care. One piece of advice Nate would tell an 18-year-old. Typically what I tell folks, oftentimes people ask me about like career things. If you know what you want to do with your career, pursue it. If you know you want to be doing it 40 years old, then go to college to pursue it. Go, whatever steps you have to take, do it. If you have absolutely no idea, which is what I was, go work in the trades and start you'll figure out what you want to do in time. Like, and then when you're 24 years old, yeah. But you'll never regret having a skill to do something in your career and then switching careers, because you can, if you went and were a carpenter or started doing plumbing and working for a plumbing company, those are all skills you can use not professionally too in your own home. Or, if you're a mechanic, you can fix your own vehicles. Like, you won't regret having earned money and gained a valuable life skill while you were figuring out what you wanted to do. And kudos for handling all this with such a level head. I'm a hardcore cat lover and wouldn't have been able to be so cordial if I was in your position. If I knew for sure that that's what happened, honestly, I'd probably still be the same way. Because if people had trained their dogs to purposely attack other people's cats, totally a different ballgame. I don't for a second, even if Saber was destroyed by those dogs, I don't believe for a second that
it was malicious.
It was malicious on the owner's part to do such a thing.
It just sucks.
It just sucks. That's it. What made Jen stand out? How long you guys to meet after talking online?
So we didn't start talking online as a couple.
We really didn't.
That didn't happen at all. I came out here I was a mod on TikTok, and I came out here with a group of other people for a mod meetup just for the weekend with everybody else. Mm-hmm. And we just kind of hit it off. And then we started talking after that. That's when we started talking.
Yep.
And just kind of getting to know each other. And then
there was no...
months later, we decided that we wanted to be a couple.
Yep.
So we literally just talked and hung out, and
we did. Yeah,
we're just friends.
We just I met her before I ever had any possible interest in dating her at all. Like, it was the last thing on my mind. I had a bunch of other people coming here too. It was just a homestead party. And I can't even keep up with the super chats. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Oh, man. And it's the wedding, and will there be an open bar? Send contact info for the invitation. That's funny.
We don't plan on having a wedding.
Jen, you look beautiful tonight.
Thank you.
She does. Does Jen like cooking on the wood stove, and has it been a challenge? Hi from Kansas City, Kansas. That would definitely be a Jen question.
It has been a little bit of a challenge, but that's okay because I love to cook, and
I help out a lot with the fire
part. I just
part.
kind of get comfortable with cooking, and so this actually makes me think it through a little bit now. So I enjoy the challenge. And it's not a huge challenge. It's just different. And Nate has his own challenge with it because he controls the heat and
I was
kind of where the heat is for me. And it's a learning experience for both of us. But
It is.
we've had some really good meals, even with the ashes.
I've not used this wood stove for more than a week before Jen moved in, so.
Yeah, aside from branding hats.
Yeah,
branded
aside
some
from
hats
branding,
in it.
and I want to do a follow-up video on that because it'd be so cool to show. I need to repost that video of us in here doing that.
Sitting right
when
here on
this
the
was
floor.
nothing.
Yep. And to what it is now, yeah.
Yep.
Totally. Yep.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys enjoy the cooking videos. I don't like to make videos, so we go with the ones that Nate gets, but I'm glad you guys like them.
That's where my phone is. I wondered what happened to it.
I'm the OG. Oh, I thought that said Minion. I was gonna die. That's not what it said, though. That's funny.
Yep. All right, what's next? What's next? Cat treats. Thank you.
Awesome.
You think the dogs dragged Saber the first time too? I don't. It was another cat, possibly a raccoon, but most likely another cat. Just based on what I saw. If it was dogs, the wounds would have been different. Been in the pipeline, filling in time. I don't even know what that means. You guys really inspired me. I moved down from Alaska in hopes to get land and start homesteading one day. That's really cool. It's awesome.
Very cool.
Fish treats.
Fish
treats. I can get them fish treats.
Cat treats, fish treats, duck
that's...
treats. They're sending treats for all the things.
Treats for everything. That is
That's
so
awesome.
Cool. Fun fact, I want to be like you when I get older. Cool. Cool. A video with your favorite moments with Saber would be good. Yes. There is definitely going to be some of that. I also have some unreleased footage of Saber, which will certainly make it into some videos as well. But yeah, I'll give him a whole recap story. You know, it's gonna have to be a couple videos or a longer video. Because there's a lot to that cat. Like, I invested a ton of time into that cat.
He was amazing. He's been my favorite since he was itty bitty. One of my first videos on YouTube is actually Saber as a kitten.
Yeah, we'll have to.
He's hunting down that little caterpillar. It was so funny.
Mm-hmm. You didn't like school. You know you're nobody's fool, so welcome to the machine.
He doesn't know Pink Floyd.
Nope, I don't. It was before my time.
He tells me it's old people music.
I do.
It's okay, though. It just tells me what he thinks of me. The Daisy tells me he feels older. Wonderful.
Yep, that's her favorite thing. Hey, you hear my knees crack and pop.
And you hear mine.
I do. Yet we still move and we still make it all happen.
What was your first dog? Question is for the both of you. My first dog, like family dog as a child, was a Cocker Spaniel. My first dog that I owned on my own was a Lab Shepherd mix.
And my first dog was Minion. You already know about him. That was my first dog. Might be surprising, but yeah, Minion was my first dog. I'm not a dog person. Yet here I am with a bunch of dogs, so maybe I am a dog person. But a half hour from Ripley, seen your video visiting places new to the area and starting our own homestead in Leon, West Virginia. Very cool. That's awesome. That is so cool. Thank you guys for all the super chats. That is
Heck yeah.
very kind of you.
Very cool.
Okay, Jen, your hair looks nice tonight.
Thank you.
You still have Spoot? Yes, I am behind on Spoot videos. However, Spoot is very hard to film right now, sitting on spider eggs at the moment.
She's in a very thick nest, and we can barely see her.
Yep.
I got her attention the other day by putting a flashlight up there, and she was kind of like, what's going on over here? But aside from that, she doesn't come out for her water droplets. She hasn't tried to take out the worms that we put in there for her. Like, she is doing her own thing.
Yeah, she is.
How did you come up with the name As? Okay, don't spam the chat, please.
Oh, they got deleted.
Nate and I were going through a bunch of different names, and at one point I mentioned Aslan, and he was like, "Yep, that's it." And then I realized that Aslan means lion in Turkish, and he's a Turkish Baz. So it totally made sense. It fit him unlike any other name, and Nate knew it right away. Because we had another name we were kind of leaning towards, and then he was like, "Nope." He knew right away that was the one.
You tell us more about your Stardew Valley playthrough.
We just spent our first $1 million.
We did. We did. We bought that statue thing.
We just opened up
Fortune
Ginger
statue.
Island, so we're trying to work our way around Ginger Island right now.
We are.
Aside from that, I do the animals, Nate does the farm.
Yeah. Jen hangs out with the animals. I do most of the gardening, farming. I invest in ways and figure out ways to make money. She spends all day running around town giving people all my fancy stuffs that I've been saving and putting in
That
chests.
is not true. He doesn't allow me to take the fancy stuff that he makes and puts in chests to give away free to people when he can sell it for money. He doesn't allow me to, so don't let him give you that. He's like, "No, you're not giving that. You're not giving that away. I mined all day for that."
That's right. That's right. And like, to be fair, I started out generous to the NPCs, but that one time I went and what did I give? A diamond?
Yeah, so at the event where you go and you have a secret person to give your gift to, he gave the diamond to the mayor, and a kid gave him coal or clay.
Gave me one piece of clay.
And he
ever
was
since
so
then,
offended. Like
was
for
offended.
a week. I mean, this was weeks ago. Like, you're still hearing about it. He's so offended about this piece of clay. It's hysterical.
And then
he refused to do the social part of the game.
Yep. I was like, nope, I'm not giving these people any more stuff. I gave them my hard-earned diamond, and they gave me clay. It was supposed to be a gift exchange.
Yep. And then we were reading something where he realized that the social aspect of the game was probably kind of important, and now he has a girlfriend.
Yep, I do.
Yep.
I do.
It's very funny. We both played the game completely different from the start, and...
We do. And ironically, she makes, like... Yeah, I was like, let's make money, and she makes all the money in the game.
People are sending me free stuff all the time. I'll get like 5 things in my mailbox every morning, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Everybody loves me."
And she's selling like all this like high-dollar void mayonnaise and everything, and I'm like selling crops for like nothing, and I'm just like, I'm literally the most
He's
useless.
figured it out now,
I'm like an NPC in the game, but I'm not supposed to be an NPC. I just run around and water
You're
crops.
not an NPC. It was funny though, because the very first dance event we went to, we had to dance together because nobody would dance with us. The second dance event, I got somebody to dance with me, and he didn't have anybody to dance with him. And I'm like, "See, you got to talk to the people.
I was just
you got to give them your
on the
amethysts. You got to give them up, Nate."
No, I had 41 amethysts. I wanted to keep
And
them.
how many do you have now? 20. Every day is like, "Oh, I gotta go find the purple girl. I gotta go find the purple girl." I'm like, "You should probably call her by her name."
I just call her the purple girl.
Yep.
She's purple.
Where's the purple lady? That's so funny.
Oh gosh, yeah, we're.
Anyway, that's our Stardew Valley
That's been the experience. Too far. All right, back. How am I behind on super chats? That's crazy. I actually thought of a proper question. Yeah. Let's see if you explained it before. I never saw. What made you choose ducks versus, say, chickens? I've done a video on it in the past, but I do a gazillion videos. It's been a minute. So basically, ducks are quiet. They don't dig like chickens do, so they're not constantly tearing up the yard. I let them free range most months out of the year. There's about 2 months, and I'm in one of my winter months right now where they really can't gather their own food. But they forage all their own food. I do not buy feed other than about 2 months out of the year, with the exception of this year because I had a hawk problem really bad. Working on getting as trained up to deter hawks, and then it will free my ducks again from having to be in the coop. They eat more than chickens do. But since I'm not buying the feed for them very often at all, that doesn't matter to me. And they're really good at pest control. The eggs are better. The meat is better. I could go on, but like for me and my homestead, the ducks work really well.
The thing about Muscovy ducks, their duck meat
Yeah.
is red meat.
The breast
So,
is anyway. Yeah.
yep. So you can actually use that in any red meat recipe. It doesn't have to be in like a chicken recipe.
Yep. He's from Sweden, currently watching from 1,500 meters underground in a mine that I work in. Well, that's
Oh,
really
wow.
cool. That's wild.
Yeah, it is.
Love all the way from Canada. Love your content, your relationship with Jen, your animals is amazing. Ever struggled with mental health? I would say probably not. You know, I don't know. I mean, everybody gets like mentally down
Situationally, but
yeah.
not like
I
just
wouldn't call that like
a
a
mental health
mental
episode. Yeah, it was
health issue.
just
like
situations.
yeah, that's life. Like look at that, Jen and Nate treats.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Treats.
That's so cool. And if so, any tips on how you handled it?
Talking about the mental health. Did you ever have any issues with mental health?
Gotcha. Yeah, it's the same person. Yeah, I mean, I just like if I'm feeling down or just not wanting to do anything, or it doesn't really matter, because if I just lay in bed all day and mope around, my animals will die or suffer because of it. So I just get back to doing stuff, and usually works itself out.
Yeah.
And do you hunt on your land? Yes.
There was one before that too.
Nate, love the videos, love your attitude. Been watching for a while. So excited to see what else you do. Well, thanks, Andrew. Very cool. Tell my wife, Brittany, wake up, sleepyhead.
Oh, wake up, sleepyhead. Your voice is probably putting her to sleep. He's over there excited that you're live, and she's like, oh.
Right, yeah, I'm just not talking excitedly about anything. I'm just chilling, hanging out.
You just have that chill, calm voice. Like, that's why people think that you should narrate books or tell stories or do ASMR. Like, that's why, because you just have the chill voice.
I cannot stand watching documentaries and audiobooks. And
yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, he would not enjoy any of that. That would not be for him by any means. Like, the last thing he wants to do is read a book, let alone read it out loud.
Grew up on a homestead, got sick and can't get out anymore because wheelchair, etc. Watching your vids helped me to deal, so thank you. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad it helps.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's cool. I never thought my videos would just be so straight up enjoyable to people. Like, I kind of thought of it as more like tips and tricks about how to homestead, which a lot of it is that, but a lot of people that don't do this, can't do this, whatever, like them anyway, and that's cool. George sent a super chat. Angel sent a super chat.
Thank you.
And any games you want to play next? I want to get back to playing 7 Days to Die. We got partway into it.
We can play it anytime.
Then we started playing Stardew. And then I love Stardew, so we're just playing that. But
yeah, we've been kind of hooked on it.
Once we're not hooked on it anymore, we'll probably go back to that.
The difference is, too, one of them we're playing on the Switch, so we're totally chilling on the bed and just hanging out. And we got the great big TV screen. Yep. And the other one we're playing on our computers, so we're over here. It's a totally different feel.
It's a different feel. It is. Yep. Yeah. And it's kind of a chill game. Like, you're just running around picking cauliflower out of the ground. It's like, whatever.
Right?
It's not a touch screen.
My laptop is a touch screen, so I keep trying to scroll his screen.
Megan's RC Clips gifted 5 Nate Petrosky memberships. Wow, thank
amazing.
You. Very kind of you.
Very cool, very cool.
Very kind of you. 7 Days is great. It is, and I play it like every 2 years. So like by the time I get back into it, everything's changed again. It's kind of like a new.
Yeah, you keep saying the last time I played this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it used to be a terrible problem with like tin cans in your inventory and glass jars, and now I'm like, how do you actually get water anymore? And so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
No idea about the Muscovy red meat. Might actually look into those as future livestock options because that sounds great. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And honestly, like another thing about these ducks is their ability to survive stuff.
They're incredible.
They're very hardy birds, and I had three of them 2 years ago. I still have those exact three. They've turned into 22 now. Um, they're just the older ones. Their ability to survive hawk attacks, foxes attacks, like blows my mind. And they incubate their own eggs, and you don't need to mess around with incubators. You just let them raise their own young.
I love it. They're
Um,
good.
yeah. You be Dad, how do you get a beard like that? The way I tell people to get a beard like this is to quit shaving. Quit trimming it. Let it grow for 60 days. Do not touch or trim a single hair on any of it. And then step back and get a look at what your beard looks like and decide what you want to do. Don't grow up for a week and then start trimming and stuff. And then you're just going to be like, it's all weird. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. How'd you guys meet? On TikTok. Nate, love your vids. Love from UK. Awesome. You have the breed runner duck. I have Muscovy ducks and one khaki Campbell. I love Muscovy ducks. That is the breed of ducks I want to be involved in.
The khaki Campbells were gifted to him, and I'm kind of surprised that one is stuck around. Like
I am too.
She was shunned from. She was shunned. There was two of them to begin with, and one of them disappeared, and then she was kind of shunned by the Muscovies for quite a while. Like I almost felt bad for her. Like she'd be off by herself just a quacking, and none of them would let her around. Now she's like a bossy little one. She's right in the middle of them, just a quacking.
She's integrated herself
mean.
into the flock.
Yep,
like,
she's right part of them.
She can't fly, and the other ones can, and it's but it's kind of worked out.
Donde Minion? He's right here. He's laying in his
here.
bed.
He's chilling. Did you ever play a game with subs, like a game where you could do a community meetup? I'd like to do something like that. That'd be kind of fun.
I think that would be a blast.
It would be the biggest problem right now is I'm just radically busy with everything I do, and time for video games is often very limited. But I would like to do that because that would be really cool. We get another cat. One way or the other, there has to be cats on the homestead and Mausers. So yeah, one way or the other, I don't think one would suffice, and if God forbid I would go from one to none, I'd be in a pickle. And I spend a lot of time training my cats to be okay with ducklings and not hunt them and all this stuff. So it's not like you just grab a random cat once you're missing one, throw it on the homestead, and everything's golden again. Like it's a process to train
he
the
put
animal.
Some serious work into Saber.
Mm-hmm. Sure did. Both Saber and Dagger got.
I watched him and Saber have a couple little tips while Saber was learning.
Yep.
I wondered if that cat would ever learn, and he did.
He did. He sure did. He sure did. Yep, he did good.
Nate has streamed on Twitch before. It's just been quite a while since we've done that. Like almost a year, I think. It's probably since February or March since we've done Twitch.
Probably been a year.
But yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Why are you like
Nate,
standing?
Do you think you could take Az if you ended up having to wrestle him?
Like,
as long as he wasn't biting and like being super aggressive, he'd be able to get him off his feet. But if Az was fighting back and serious,
and that's right now. Like when he gets rid of his puppy dobbiness, like
that might be harder.
Getting him to just lay down with him having 4 feet. I doubt I could if he physically resisted me. Even without biting as much as possible, I highly doubt I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that. He is a big dog, and dogs are extremely strong pound for pound.
Not currently growing our own produce. I do plan to have a garden this year, though. Get started on all that.
Yep. I mean, you're just funny. He's just like, he's choosing to sit like that. Try to get him to just sit like normal here, but he wants to. How's your other businesses? What parts do you do there?
He owns them. I work for the businesses. He owns them.
Pretty much.
He
Yep.
makes all the big decisions.
Big decisions. You make it sound like I have an executive position.
Yeah, you do. You own the businesses.
Right?
Nothing goes on the website without your permission. Nothing gets sold without your permission. Nothing gets added or removed without your permission.
Yep.
Yes,
For-
we come to you.
For the longest time, I was answering all the customer questions and support.
doing it
at,
all.
Like, and I was doing it at like from 2 to 4 a.m. every morning and stuff. And it was just, was way out of hand with everything I was trying to do. And I have gotten, removed from that by my own choice. I'm like, please remove me from having to do this.
Every once in a while, he'll grab one.
I will. Every once in a while, I'll still jump on there and.
Every once in a while, but.
Yep.
And it's funny how many people expect it to be Nate. So we get all kinds of messages through the chat on the website. People telling us like how cool Minion is, or like just sending messages and stuff. Like they think the message is going straight to Nate. It's so funny.
Yep. Yep. Where am I? Where am I? All hail Lord Minion. Shout out to my fellow Canadians in chat. Toronto, Ontario here.
Hello,
Love from
a Sikh brother.
Sikh brother.
You guys are my antidepressants. That's awesome.
Very cool. Scott Emperor Minion almost praise him, chat. Almost send love taxes and praise for him. There you go. Minion would love if you guys would tap the like button on the screen. Lord Minion would appreciate that. Lord Minion is accepting that as official Minion tax today.
Don't
Right?
forget to sub if you don't already, so you can see the more Minion videos.
That's right.
The more Minion videos. Yeah, there's more coming out. I know. I put them there.
More
Yeah,
coming
there's
out.
more coming out. Don't want to miss Minion's opinion episode 4.
Mhm.
Don't want to
Right?
miss it.
That's right. And there needs to be a Minion opinion episode on that candy.
Well, take him outside and do that, would you?
We can do that.
That's good. Did you guys see that? That stuff is nasty.
Did that make it over to YouTube yet?
It made it over there today.
Okay. Oh.
I can smell that from anywhere. I'm like, Nate. And he thinks it's funny to stand behind me and go,
That's not what I was constantly doing.
you didn't have to.
Oh man.
It's bad.
That's too funny.
I
It
raised
tastes good.
mallard ducks. Why did you decide to go with your particular breed? Thanks for all the great entertainment. You brighten up our days. Muscovies are quiet.
They're
They
quiet.
don't quack, quack, quack.
That was a huge reason, and the fact that they do really well with their own young, and
Like 10 minutes ago. I just
yeah.
watched that short 10 minutes ago. That's funny.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's the quietness, their survivability. Yeah, the eggs and meat, like the males are huge for meat. I love the eggs. Like, yeah, I just I just like him. Is that social with other humans? For sure.
I can't do it to him because I can't stand the smell enough to even attempt to put one in my mouth.
See,
I can't.
I'll tell
no,
you-
not see.
no, listen.
It's rotted milk.
No, it's a fruit. So, like, the trick to getting past the smell is you put the candy in your mouth and you're no longer smelling it because you're eating it. And then you're like, oh, this tastes like candy and fruit and stuff. And then you have flavor that just overpowers any thought of what the smell
Oh,
might
hell
be
no.
like.
Nope.
Doesn't sound like it's happening, guys.
Mm-mm. What's it called? Duran. Duran.
I think it's Dorian. 'Cause
Oh.
I think like 50 people told me in the comments.
Oh,
I
that you
never
have it-
heard
that you have
anybody
it wrong.
call it
That you had it wrong.
Yeah.
You said it wrong.
I think it's like Dorian or something. I don't know. I just read the bag and made a video and was more focused on carefully breathing so that the video was good and less
Yeah.
focused on how to pronounce the candy.
I have a bunch of questions running through my head right now that I've seen pop up there. Like, will you ever have milk cows? We're talking about mini cows, but they won't be for at least a year or so. No, we won't ever have goats on the property. Neither one of us are crazy about goats. Nate's done goats before. And Saber has not returned. We do not know for a fact that he has passed, but he has not returned.
Yep. Ever do a P.O. box of sorts? I do have somewhere here on
Charlo.
YouTube
Charlo,
a shipping address.
come. Ups. Ups. There she is.
All right. What's both your favorite thing about the homestead?
The outdoor kitchen.
Jen likes the outdoor kitchen.
That's my favorite area. My favorite thing about the homestead is just being out here. It's so peaceful and quiet and.
Yeah, I struggled myself to pick like just a thing. Like, yeah, I really struggle with that.
The whole lifestyle is. He's just in love with the lifestyle.
I am, yeah. I can't separate like one thing from another. Hey, can we get a shout out, James and Judy?
James
Hey,
and
thanks for
Judy,
watching.
hello.
I feel like Nate and Jen would like playing Don't Starve together, and I almost got that. Like, I actually have that. Her account doesn't have the Don't Starve together.
His breath is fine right now.
I was not eating any candy.
If he was eating that, I would not be sitting here like this. That is guaranteed. You guys would be hearing me from across the room.
Right?
It's bad. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible smell.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I can see you glaring at me on the screen.
I'm not glaring at you.
No, you're not. I think you can glare. There you go. That's really not a glare.
What is it?
I don't know. It's more like a little bit of a scowl.
I can roll my eyes at you.
There you go.
I'm good at that.
You are. Yep. Yep. I've seen that before.
That's just natural.
For sure. Minion wants some hugs. Minion gets hugs.
How's your dog bite doing? It's not near as bruised as, well, it took a different form of bruising. First it looked like a blood blister. And that purple color has gone away, but it has bruised around it now.
Yeah.
The bruising is
And
starting
then
to
you
come
can
around
see like
it.
the marks
And you can see the marks where the teeth were
where
now.
the teeth were, but again, the teeth didn't contact my skin because I've got thick denim jeans that did not get punctured, so it was literally just forced
And it
the
was
denim into
literally
my leg.
It was literally a warning nip.
It was.
He did not try to like attack his leg. It was, but he still should have never even bit at you.
No, it never should have happened. Till Az finds Saber, right?
I have told him.
I have too, and I've been telling Dagger a lot too.
Go find your brother, yep.
Yep, go find your brother. Who bit you? Ooh, a dog bit me.
Oh, you haven't been watching videos.
That whole dog bite, dogs trespassing over here, threatening my livestock situation is resolved as of like 10 minutes from before I started this live.
TRX or Ford Raptor? Well, he owns a TRX, so that's got to be the answer there.
Yeah. Yo.
Cheese, are you still here?
Cheese.
I don't know. They asked. Cheese, are you still here? I'm assuming Cheese was here.
All right.
What does Minion do when he smells the candy? We'll have to find out.
Average Nation, welcome to Narrowway Supporter.
Hello.
Nail the Helper, I'm heading to bed. We'll be back another time with more money and taxes for Minion. Tell him next time he and Az will
get either steak or other meat. Ah, steak or other meat, Mins. Steak.
Yeah. Steak?
Yums.
Steak. Steak for Minion.
Num nums.
Me like steak.
Mm-hmm.
Likes food.
Likes nums.
Can we eat?
Yeah.
Go eat.
He knows you're joking because he already
Go
ate.
eat?
Look at him. He looks so sad. He's like, I want to be
He
excited,
does.
but I know I already ate, and I'm not going to
I'm
get
trying to
any
get his
more.
ears to like do the slight pop.
Go places? Do
Places
things?
things. Go places do things.
They're lifting.
They are. He knows.
He's got him back, though.
He
'Cause
knows it's
He's
nonsense.
like, we're just messing. You're just messing
He
with
knows
me.
I'm just messing.
Could you say where you got as from?
As came from Boz, Colorado, which is the name of the breeder. If you look up Boz, Colorado, and they're in Colorado.
He's got Instagram and TikTok.
He's got Instagram, TikTok.
I'm dropping things.
What are your plans moving forward with those dogs? Sounds like the neighbors are pretty committed to making sure that they're
don't
not a
come over
problem
here.
for me anymore. Yep.
They did fix the kennel and do
They
the things
did.
they need to keep the dog contained. So we'll hope that it
Yep.
stays that way. And if the dog is to get loose, we just ask that we know ahead of time.
Well, we can't know ahead of time, but shortly thereafter.
Well,
Yeah, let me know.
I mean, so we know ahead of time before they come running on your property
Yeah.
unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that face got me steak for Minion.
Oh, man, you got a steak!
Steak for Minion.
We're gonna have to make a trip to the meat shop.
Get steak for Minion.
Yep, get steak for Minion.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not pulling your leg, Minion. The people.
Real.
The people.
Real. You got a steak up
The
there. You
people
got you
did
a
it.
steak.
Look, the people did it. The people got you steak.
Yay!
The people did.
Yes, they did. He's not kidding. You get steak, Mins.
You getting steak?
All right.
Oh my gosh, you're hysterical. You're hysterical.
He's so funny. A certain time of night hits, and it's like he shuts down for the night. He's curled up in his bed, and he just does not want to be messed with.
Yep.
And he's kind of hit that time.
Yes.
He's funny.
Glad to hear that situation ended amicably. Yeah, me too.
Us too.
I expected, honestly, like I just put a certain amount of pressure on, made it appear to be escalating, and all they had to do was reach out and say, "Hey, we'd like to take care of this," and that's it. That's all that
Holy
was
crap. John.
needed. John gifted
Holy cow.
10 Nate Brodrowski memberships. Wow, thank you.
Amazing.
That's very kind of you. That's awesome.
Minion reminds me of my Chihuahua Spot. He was an angry old bastard, but
Reigned
I keep
supreme
wanting to touch that.
in my house and had a little cape. Oh, that's cool.
Next time you get on your laptop, you're gonna have all these lines. You're gonna be like, "What the heck?"
No, I know. I'll know exactly where they came from.
I keep trying to touch.
What's funny is there's a total other device dedicated to all those comments you keep trying to see.
I read it on that one though. I didn't see it on this one.
Oh,
Don't be giving me multiple devices.
I know. Do you think Minion understands what you're doing when he's being recorded live streams? This is for more Minion treats. Oh, that's funny. He definitely understands when I pull the phone out. And
There's a different behavior.
There is a different behavior. Like he knows that we are filming, I guess. I mean, he doesn't know what it is, but he knows he's probably going to be carrying something, holding something, balancing something. So he sees the signs that we're doing some kind of video, and he's like, "All right, what is it that I do? What are we doing?" Oh, what is all this? We've got Coach
Double
chilling,
steak?
doing
What?
double steak.
Double steaks.
Nate, I
Yes.
hope you see this. I've grown a really big fan of your videos. I want nothing bad to happen to your animals, especially big as. I was thinking, why don't you get another livestock guardian dog? So I have had this livestock guardian dog for 2 months, and training has been time consuming. And yes, the plan is to get another one. But just piling a bunch of animals on top of me at once is just a lot with everything else I'm doing. So yeah, it's gonna happen, but not quickly.
For
And
more
D Warner,
steak.
more steak. Minion,
Going to turn into a steak.
I'm not sure you're gonna get any kibble anymore. It's just gonna be all steak. All steak. Somehow I
And-
gotta give Minion the steaks. I'll get you the steaks. Don't worry. Yes, does kibble sometimes too, though. Because good for you.
We are in the Appalachian forests, and there has been absolutely zero paranormal activity. I watch for it. Nothing weird or out of normal, except for 2 dogs.
Right.
That's the only thing weird.
What does Jen think about the dog bite? What does Jen think about the dog bite?
So when it happened, I saw Nate grab the back of his leg, and he went to get in the truck, and I said, "Did that dog bite you?" Oh, you guys heard it. I said, "That dog bite you?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Did you say something to her? Does she know it bit you?" He was like, "I don't know." I'm like, "We are not leaving until I know that she knows that dog bit you." Like, serious. Yeah, I was kind of freaked out about it. I was really glad to see that it didn't puncture his jeans or anything. I was more upset with her reaction, like the way the whole thing went down. She and Nate are standing just a couple feet from each other on the porch, and they're just having a conversation about this. He's just explaining to her that the dogs have been there or whatever. The whole time, that dog is biting at his ankles and growling and barking viciously. Not once did she ask it to stop. Not once did she reach down towards it. Like it wasn't there. And I'm watching it like bite at his ankles. I was waiting for him to kick it. Never did anything.
It wasn't actually biting me.
And then I wasn't totally paying attention as they walked off. Like I didn't see the dog bite you. I don't know if I was in my phone or what I was doing. But when I looked up is when I saw you grab the back of your leg. And then like he's like rubbing the back of his leg, and they're finishing their conversation, and then she went to chase the dog as it ran from her. She couldn't get it. It would not come to her. And then he went to get in the truck, and that's when I asked him, I was like, "Did that dog bite you?" And then the rest of it all unfolded, but
it did.
Yeah, I was more just amazed at her lack of response to anything. And as soon as I said to her, "You realize that your dog bit him, right?" She's like, "Well, I didn't think it actually got you." He's like, "Yeah, it bit me." She's like, "Well, you got a gun on you? Just shoot him." I said, "That is not what we're here for. Like, that is not the outcome anybody's looking for. You don't need to be over dramatic about it. I just need you to know that this happened. You need to be very aware that he was bit by your dog.
Yep.
And keep him home."
Pretty much.
It was nuts. Does Lord Minion like cheese? Of course he likes cheese. Everybody likes cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wagging his tail. Do you like cheese, Mins?
All right. George said, "Would be cool to hang out. Recently moved to Leon, West Virginia. Don't know people. Would be nice to talk homestead life and the progress we are making." That'd be cool. I do meetups a couple times a year typically. So keep an eye out for that, because I meet people in person for sure that way. I'm over the road, truck driver with my dog, and Minion always makes a smile. More steak from Minion. Well, thank you, Greg.
That's awesome. Thanks.
You considered building a very big fence around the homestead, chipping your animals in case they get lost. So building a fence around the homestead with the way the terrain is, first of all, I'm not building, I shouldn't say I'm not. It's unlikely I would build a fence around a couple acre area. It's possible. It would have to be pretty tall. But unlikely. If I fenced in the whole homestead, it's 102 acres. And it's not 102 acres of flat, easy to fence land. It is through the woods, up and down rock cliffs. Like it is.
It's a hike.
If it didn't cost over $300,000, more than 3 times what I paid for my homestead initially to fence it to a point that it would keep dogs out. And the fact that as many trees that fall here, I would be out there putting the fence up multiple times a month, if not multiple times a week during certain seasons. So building a fence, very difficult practically as a solution. It's really not and I would never have the time to build. Like I would just have to contract it out, because it would take me hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of hours to actually complete. It'd be crazy. And then the next part, chipping your animals in case they get lost. So around here, people don't just find animals that are lost. Like, it can happen, sure. If you chip an animal, like if Saber had a chip, I'd be in the same situation because chips aren't GPS. They're just somebody takes an animal that's chipped to a vet, they scan the chip, they find it. There's not enough missing animals around here. I contacted the only animal shelter in the county, gave them a description of Saber. They're on the lookout for him. Any cat matches that description, I'll be notified. Um,
There's literally driving into town takes 20-25 minutes. And you literally will see cats and dogs on the road anywhere. Like, they live around there, but they just free roam. And so nobody's going to stop and just grab a random animal that they, to us coming from the city, I guess, they would look like they are homeless or have gotten away and are lost. But they're not. They're just out running. It's what they do. They're used to going to the neighbors or whatever. So yeah, nobody stops to grab anything.
That's right. Shame bad owners make for ill-behaved dogs. People need to take responsibility for their animals and train them properly. Pet Minion for me. There you go, Minion. You got pats. Trooper 582. Welcome to Narrowway supporter. Thanks. And dude, Jude
fund is getting huge.
Minion's getting a whole steak fund. Minion, you're gonna have your own steak bank account at this point. Right now he's like, where's my nap bank account?
Right.
Lord Minion shall rise as a hero among gods. Minion's a hero. Much love from the Mitten. When will you get a new cat now that Saber is gone? Getting a new cat would most likely be a spring exercise.
How often do we shop? So I meal plan anywhere from 7 to 10 days at a time. Order online and pick it up. So I'm in town about every 7 to 10 days.
Nope. Nate, what do your parents think of your success as a social media influencer? My parents, I don't really know if they entirely understand exactly what it takes to be successful and how I'm successful. I'm not even sure I understand it some of the time, actually. But yeah, I mean, I think they're happy that I'm living the life I want to live and finding a way to fund it. Beyond that, I never said so. I don't know. It's just not something you sit down and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
mom,
it's
hey, dad,
full conversation.
How do you feel about my,
yeah, no,
social media success?" Like I never sat down and asked them that. So like, I don't know.
Like when I met them that time, your mom was interested in talking to you about your videos and the comments and the things that other people that see your videos say to her. Like that was fun for her.
That was.
But yeah, she didn't really talk about.
I mean, I know she's not big into social media, neither is my dad. So like, they're not gonna be like a big part or any part of like my social media. That's just not their thing. And my mom is just like, I don't want to be on social media, and I'm like, that's cool. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
And she's respectful of me wanting to be on social media, so like it works out. Got bad depression right now, but Minion and the gang really brightens my spirits. Love your channel and thank you. Glad you and Jen have love and support. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, I finally made it to a live stream. Welcome. I'm honestly astounded that there's like been almost 2,000 people in here the entire time so far.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Even TikTok has totally surged and had some big lives, but that's not this many people.
That makes me curious. So, like, how many of you guys came over from TikTok knowing that this is where the live would be tonight?
Right.
Are there a bunch of TikTok people in here that came over?
Right. I'm sure.
Hi.
I'm sure there's some. 16% left. Darn. How about a hello to an old lady? Well, hello. Good morning from Germany. What's up, Germany?
Came from TikTok. Oh, that got them going.
Right, me.
We'll only have YouTube. I'm from YouTube. That's just awesome to see so many people on here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch TikTok. A lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't.
Yep. It looks like most everybody is from YouTube. amazing.
That's kind of what I
Very cool to see
expected.
everybody here.
There's not a lot of people that will go multi-platform or
I've been
switch
seeing a lot of people
platforms.
come over there from here due to knowing that you have lives over there.
That does happen. Like if people find out there's more bonus content
Or
that
they can get there
or
first.
different types of content.
Yeah. All these YouTubers. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Love seeing
Oh,
you
some
guys
people are
come
from Facebook
YouTube.
too. That's
oh,
cool.
that's awesome. Very cool.
Very cool. Country boy trapped in the city. By Lord Minion has and dagger some prime rib. Tell him to share it with you in channel. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Minion looks so cute and cozy right now.
Yes,
most
he does.
definitely.
Yeah. I get that stove figured out there, and we can figure out how to regulate that temp right. We can make prime rib right in there. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very cool. Look at Snoozing Minion, right? Oh, I'm new. How are you doing? Doing good.
Last thing on Nate's mind is figuring out how to keep the temperature in the wood stove.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I pass a house every day that has ducks, and because of you, I know they're Muscovy. I feel so educated. That's awesome. Any other animals planned for the homestead? Possibly a mini cow at some point. Most likely, generally wants one. So, like, you know, barring something weird from happening, that's probably happening.
Found your YouTube shorts and stayed. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Other animals, there'll be more livestock, guardian dogs. There's probably going to be some other type of animal at some point when we're done building the house. Increasing the duck flock is definitely a thing I want to do. But I'm not planning to turn it into like some crazy like big thing. Like it is a homestead, not a farm, and so nothing's going to go crazy. It's just not. So happy to be here. That's awesome. Some for the boy steaks, some for Wild duck treats. Of your content. Love Lord Minion.
Very cool.
Thanks. I love mini cows.
My Grammy had one for years and years. Aww.
Tell Jen to braid your beard, but you would look badass. Well, you'll have to do that again.
A few times, yeah.
She's done it. We'll have to do it again.
We usually end up doing it more than once because I'll braid it in one braid and then the comments will come. 2 braids, 2 braids. Then another video comes, 2 braids.
Mm-hmm.
I've braided his hair too and let it dry and given him the waves, and that looks pretty good.
She has. Right now. Like every once in a while it gets like randomly curly and
you got natural wave to it here and there for sure.
I do.
For sure.
Need to brush it, it's tangly.
Yeah. It's long. His hair grows so fast. I give a lot of that to the oils. You haven't been putting oils in it as much as you used to.
Not quite as much. But I need to do it more because it'd be less tangly, I'm pretty sure. Morning from Saudi Arabia. Rabbits would be good. Food, space, plus the fur, compost. Rabbits are definitely a very common homestead animal. And it's possible I would get rabbits. Especially if I start getting an astronomically large dog food bill.
Somebody's been asking how Jen's dog is doing with the other animals. She does pretty good. She's getting a lot better with the cat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot better with the cat. She's still very, very excited about the ducks, but that's to be expected. She's a spaniel. She and Minion play very well together. They were playing together on the bed earlier. I was laughing. They were so funny. They're hysterical.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
They take turns submitting. One of them will lay on their back and the other one plays, and then they'll flip around and switch. And
that's perfect. That's how we know they've got a good relationship developed between the two of them.
And Az is very, very interested in her. He accidentally stepped on her paw yesterday, and she cried like a little baby. She also today, Minion's coyote vest was out, and it was laying on the floor, and she got all snoopy and went over to check it out. And I was doing dishes. Nate was outside, and all of a sudden I heard her go, "Yeah!" And I turned around and look, and she's like looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, you got too close to a spike." She learned real quick that she didn't want to play with that thing.
Yep, that's not a good toy.
Yeah.
Nope.
There's an old video out there. I think it was What I Did Before Homesteading or something like that, that you can find, and there is a picture in there of Nate without his beard.
Yeah. It's out there.
Happy birthday. I missed to who, but happy birthday to your cousin. Happy birthday to your cousin.
You think you'll be getting another kitty? Yeah, it's likely that there would be 2 more. I'll probably get them in pairs.
Litter mates are nice to have.
How do you get Wi-Fi cell service out there? I have Starlink. I also have another. It's basically a hotspot with directional antennas up in my outdoor kitchen building. So I have 2 internet sources, and they both have advantages and disadvantages, but having both of them
Boop, 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 boop.
helps. Why does my questions keep getting missed? Well, it's a shame that that's the one comment of yours I happen to see.
Right.
Because I have no idea what your questions were.
Yes, there will be a meet and greet in Spencer. Just watch for videos. Probably won't be till spring or summer, but he'll totally do them.
Yep, I've had one in the Spencer area. Well, I guess, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done a Spencer one like every year. Almost every year it's been early summer. I would expect that.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask you this before.
What's that?
How does it feel to be an influencer?
How does it feel to be an influencer? Surreal.
Surreal still?
Still.
After all these years, all the different platforms, everything is still very
It
surreal.
still doesn't seem. It's because like I'm here.
Because he's still doing his normal stuff all the time.
Not surrounded by like a lot of people. So
yeah,
like,
there's no media or anything to throw.
It doesn't seem. And then when I go out in public and I climb a mountain in Washington State and somebody's watching my videos and recognizes me, and like other people get out of their cars random places, and I'm driving down the freeway and people are holding their phones up with my picture on them as I go by, and it's
You
just
see your
like,
truck in the parking lot and come into the store looking to see if it's you.
yeah, like it's so that's the part of it that like it doesn't really seem like all that big or whatever until like I go out somewhere and all of a sudden I'm just like, what? Yeah, that's when it's just, and that gives me the whole surreal feeling is like, yeah, I'm just like,
It's different for you, but you still have a really good attitude about it. Like when people walk away, you're like, that was cool. Like you're always happy that the people stop and say
well,
hi.
I am.
Whatever.
I love if they recognize
cool.
me and they're not too shy to come up and come say hi. Like, yeah, I think it's cool. Most of the time, people forget to say what their name is, so I usually have to say like, or ask them like. It's usually at the end of the conversations, like, so what's your name? Because like you already know mine.
So there's a certain aspect to people coming up to you that is somewhat like starstruck, and
sometimes
I'm sure people have in their mind things that they would ask you or say to you as soon as they met you. Like, these are the things I would ask Nate. Yep, and it all just goes over.
I totally forget.
Yep, so giving your name their name probably isn't always the first thing that goes in their mind.
Yep.
They're always like, are you the guy on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I watch you all the time.
Yep. But
As deserves a steak.
I try to have a conversation with everybody that says hi, because like, yeah, I mean, you came and said hi, so let's talk for a minute or two.
Yep. There has been the couple times where people are like verified that it's him, and then they're just like, all right, that's cool, and then they just like are gone. Like they just don't know what to say or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Oh, and
it's fun. I love watching you. I just love watching the reaction of you and the people that you're talking to, especially when they walk away, to like see that final reaction. The one the other day was just classic. She was so excited.
She was
so excited.
and I love when like it's like a couple and one person is super interested in whatever in my videos, and the other person either is not interested, does not care, doesn't know. And like we went out to eat like a couple weeks ago, and we're like at the restaurant. This guy just comes up and he's just like, I don't remember what he said. Something about, are you on TikTok or
Yep.
whatever? And then he had his wife come over to take a picture of us, and his wife
She
looked
was
so like,
she was just like mortified at the fact that he stopped at a table at a restaurant to talk to these people, and we're in the middle of eating and she's taking a picture.
yeah.
She was just mortified. Like, what are you
Mm-hmm.
doing?
And it just,
It was so funny.
it was so funny.
He
Like,
was
it
so
was,
excited. He couldn't wait to show his buddy.
yep. But I got the biggest kick out of her reaction. She's just kind of like,
Yep.
really? You know, like you could see it written all
She
over
couldn't
her
get it.
face.
She
and
just did not get it. Yeah.
I'm so glad he stopped
It was
because then
funny.
I got to observe the whole reaction and the whole thing, and it was hilarious. And
He made her come over from another table. She picks up her purse. She's like, oh.
it was so cool.
She's like, I watch him on TikTok. She's like, okay.
Yeah, it was literally like, okay, like
And
it was so funny. It was so funny.
uh,
Oh, let's see. I just had to bury my almost 2-year-old white GSD due to a bowel blockage. I don't know what to
no.
do. My boy won't be there when I wake up. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's a miserable feeling. Oh my gosh.
Sorry to hear that. I have never had to
So
bury a dog,
sorry.
and someday I won't be able to say that, but
I have. It's tough.
that would be
It's rough.
absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I feel for you. That's terrible. How big will Az get? He will get somewhere between 160 and 190. I think it's going to be like 160, 170, maybe 180. Like, I don't really know. Like, but he's 130 at 8 months, so he'll keep filling out till probably about age 2. Should do a dagger cam. Trying to get a dagger to cooperate for a camera would be difficult.
Getting Dagger to cooperate for anything is somewhat difficult.
Can be.
He definitely has a mind of his own.
Yep. What's your favorite build you have made on the homestead? So, like, I get that question too, and I cannot separate my builds in my mind because I could say, like, this building, like the living quarters, is nice, it's awesome, it's laid out like very functionally and it's working so well, and then I'm like, but maybe I should choose my solar build because that was really cool, and this place wouldn't have lights or electricity without it. So, like, I can't separate the two because this building.
But everything you put into the outdoor kitchen. And like how gorgeous that outhouse is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you struggle with that.
I struggle, and like each build I did relies on another build to actually.
Is there
be
one you
useful.
enjoyed doing more than the other?
That's a good question. I would have to go between the solar and the rainwater collection. I'd probably have to give the edge to the rainwater collection system because that was far less frustrating than the solar was. And the solar wasn't that frustrating, but there were times where I was just like, come on.
When you were done, the sense of accomplishment had to have just been amazing, though.
Oh, it
Knowing you had
was.
running water.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you could turn on lights once you got the solar
Yeah.
finished. Like,
Oh,
that
that
had to
was-
have just been an accomplishment from.
It was. It sure
Like,
was.
crazy.
And now that I look back, 3 years ago is when the solar and rainwater got completed, and like with very minimal attention from me in the last 3 years, they're performing. Like, so yeah, that's awesome. Oh, another Narrowway supporter. Thank
Awesome.
you. Does Lord Minion have a crown? He does have a crown. He actually has a crown.
I'll get a garden going this year, guys. I'm sure there'll be videos, or I'll probably put a live up in the corner of the garden or something and chit chat with people while I'm doing stuff. I'm not big on making videos, but I kind of like being live and just kind of chatting with everybody.
Yep. Send you a Cash App with email address. Want to get my Scobies. I go to that same FF for feed. Trying to figure out what FF.
Farmer's friend.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Took me a second to figure out what FF, but yeah, Farmer's friend makes sense. How good is Az with new people? I don't totally know. It depends. Um, yep, it depends. Love the.
So how did he react when that? So we know that he freaked out when that guy came down the drive
Mm-hmm.
tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Once you went out there, he seemed to calm down though. How was he seeing somebody he hadn't seen before?
He was reserved. He did exactly what I wanted him to do. He was looking
To
to
you
me for
for
guidance. So I went out there. I saw a vehicle there. I was pretty sure that's who it was. Um, and I was amped because
it was an unexpected
it
visitor
was
in
an
your yard.
unexpected visitor after dark. And, all the signs were ignored on the way back and whatever, which it's just the way it works. But um, yeah, he was very. So I went out there. He was very amped. I was amped up. I didn't act amped up, but he could tell. So he was in front of me barking and kind of going around. The guy got out of his truck.
I would have never got out hearing that
Uh,
dog bark.
Yeah. Um, as came around and circled back around behind me again, and he's like, "Is your dog okay? Is your dog friendly?" And I told him about 4 times, "I'd get back in your truck, roll your window down." And so that's how we had the conversation. Him sitting in his truck and with the window rolled down. Um,
He's meant to protect this property. That's all I can
he
tell
is,
you. Like,
and he is going to read me like if we had all had gotten
heated at all.
tense, heated at all, as would have fed off that energy, and I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
Which again is why I told the guy, get back in your truck.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just depends. He did really good. He followed my lead perfectly in that. If somebody would come here and have a heated conversation with me, I don't know what he'd
It's
do.
hard to
But
say, yeah.
I mean, yeah. He goes off of how I am now. How would he be when I'm not here? I don't really know yet. Do you roast and make coffee at the homestead? I do not. I do roast and make my own coffee here. Like I have been roasting coffee for longer than I've been homesteading. I usually roast my own coffee for personal use. I don't have anything beyond. I can roast 1 pound at a time. I can't. I can't sell that in any kind of quantity. It'd take forever. Plus, I don't have approval from the health department to do so. Love your content, life approach. Can't join Lord Minion's army from Australia, but I'll do money. Well, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
And Liam sent a super chat. Any updates on Saber? Has anybody seen him around? There is no updates, and I don't think there ever will be an update or closure on anything.
That picture you showed me the other day that people were sending you, somebody emailed that too and said, "Hey, is this Saber?" I'm like, he looks so much like him, but it's not.
Yep. What did the guy want? He was the neighbor that has
the boyfriend of the girl that had the dogs.
The boyfriend of the girl that lives there and has the dogs. Whether he's joint owner in the house or not, I have no idea. Not my business. Don't care. But yeah, he basically wanted to. He saw that the situation was most definitely not resolved, and he wanted to come out and touch base and make sure that we got it resolved, and we got it resolved. We're good.
Yeah. It says Minion. He's almost 10, or he is 10.
Yeah, he's almost 11.
Almost 11.
11. You just turned 10. How are you turning 11? Stop it. Slow down. Yes, I did just scold my dog for aging rapidly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scold Minion for aging. You have to age. It's the only alternative to something bad.
Yep.
Thanks for the super chat.
To Huntington or Marshall campus?
No. No, I
those
have
colleges?
not. Yes. And they have. At least one of them has a football team. I'm so bad with college football stuff and knowing stuff. But
He's learning about football, though.
I'm learning about football.
We watched a Packer game together.
We did. We did.
No, don't tell him to shave his beard. That's not nice. That's like telling you don't eat for a year. Don't do that.
All right. How did you choose Minion's name?
Hi from Singapore.
Well, I liked the Despicable Me movie. Minion was little and yellow and just as energetic as those little bouncy minions, trying to like do everything enthusiastically, halfway screwing it up, but all heart in their attempt. Stop. If you would just swallow it, it'll stop.
What did you do to budget so that you could afford to purchase the land for the homestead?
I budgeted, like I didn't go out to eat. I lived in a place as I
frugal life.
renovated it and used stuff off the job sites to repurpose for my own home. Lived with open studs for years inside my home. And before I sold the house, I completed all of it and finished it really nicely. But I lived ridiculously frugally for a long time. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew whatever it was, I was going to need funds for. So I did my best to live as frugal as possible. Because I've been, exceedingly poor for way too long to just basically realize I don't want that anymore. Too stressful. Can't afford to fix brakes on my truck. Gotta throw open or, remove couch cushions to find
Quarters.
rent money. Been there, did that, didn't like it. I'm like, well, if I have to do this now, I'm going to figure out some way that I don't have to do this forever. And spending every dime I get as soon as I get it is obviously not the solution to having any money left over. So that was it. Any advice? Young buck that needs some guidance, advice. Whoa. Someone who struggles with addiction. Anything you could suggest? Help myself. Just understand, depends what the addiction is, but most of the time people are talking about things that are extremely dangerous to yourself and will completely destroy your life, or if you feel like your life's already destroyed, will never allow you to get beyond having your life always in a state of destruction. So you got to understand how much it's destroying you and that life can change. Oftentimes life will change drastically for the worst for somebody, but you don't realize just as rapidly as that happens, it can go for the best. And I've experienced that multiple times.
The thing about going from being in addiction and getting clean is it is a total life change, because a lot of times you're changing a lot of the people that are in your life.
I mean, you got to change friends, you got to change.
There is it's a whole change, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you talk to people who have been through it and are on the other end, I think it helps to, well, I don't know, I've never been in the situation, but I think it can help. I think it would help seeing somebody who's come out on the other end.
I think it would
It's
help.
so hard to give any kind of advice when you haven't been through something like that.
You have to want out of your current situation bad enough. That's why you hear people talk about
and be
rock
ready and
bottom
willing
all
for
the time.
change.
Like you have to hit a point that you don't like it so much that you are willing to
To make that change. I think it's
to
on
change
the other
something.
side.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
You just have to be done with it. Mentally, you have to be done with it. You just be like, I have had enough.
Find a support group, and that doesn't necessarily mean counseling or AA or anything. That can be somebody at the gas station that you see when you go in there every day who is a positive influence. You need some kind of support.
You, for sure.
And there's gonna be hard days.
And that's why there's all kinds of tips, tricks, things you can do.
Ask
There's
for help.
all this stuff you can do, but unless you're at a point where you just absolutely despise the fact that you're addicted to something, you really have to just be done with it, mentally. And then you take all those steps and then it all helps you. But you've got to got to get yourself to a point where you're just like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with me being like this. I want to be better. Like,
Yep.
yeah. Tim, thanks for the super chat. Have you ever considered an incinerating toilet for your next permanent home? I am actively considering that. They're expensive. I've been told that they can stink. Um, I'm certainly going to consider it, no question about it. If you hit the lottery today, would you keep living the homestead lifestyle? Yeah, I'd be absolutely dumbfounded how I hit the lottery when I don't play it, but yeah, if I suddenly had a whole bunch of money, um, I
Wouldn't change the lifestyle.
it wouldn't change the lifestyle for me. Um, I used to say all the time, if I ever came into a bunch of money, I might have a nicer truck
Well,
and
you
some
might,
of that stuff. But now I've got the nicer
and
truck, and I'm
you
still
might
here.
make changes in the way you do things. Like instead of busting his ass to build a house, maybe you bring people in and have this house just like thrown up, and done. Maybe you
Maybe I have to mentally
do
prepare
other
myself for
things
such a
for somebody.
thing.
Yeah, that's probably hard for you, but
At least the
money can
design,
change some things.
like, because my house is going to be
But it won't
different than
necessarily
what
change the lifestyle.
anyone has built before, and I don't know. Yeah, I could have somebody do it all for me, I guess. But then I would be so annoyed standing there with my hands not being dirty.
Right.
I would be involved partly, even if I could fully fund somebody else building the entire thing.
Right.
Hot pepper funds for Nate. Thanks, Daniel.
Awesome.
Hot pepper funds.
I saw a comment go up, and I just want to say I don't want to say that we've necessarily given up on Saber. I haven't given up on Saber. I've just come to realization that there's a much better chance now that he's not going to return. But I won't
Yeah.
ever give up on him unless I have proof that he's gone. That's just the way I work.
And yeah, realistically, I know that the chances of him coming back
Are getting
are
lower and lower and lower and lower.
like almost nothing. But that doesn't
But-
mean if I hear a meow at the door that I'm not going to be like, is
Hopeful.
that possibly Saber?
Right.
So yeah.
I still look for him. I won't give up on him. No, we won't get a dwarf goat.
What's your plan for 20, 30, 40 years away when you can't necessarily do all the things needed to keep the homestead running efficiently? Good question. Basically, I've planned the homestead out in certain phases. In the first 10 years of it, I have planned to build and construct. But after that, I've got 7 years of that left if I stick to my timeline, which so far I'm in line with. Once that's over, then it's maintaining stuff or finishing final upgrades and tweaking things. But yeah, I mean, single story home, like a lot of the stuff is going to be set up for homesteading when I'm old, because the last thing I want to do is spending a bunch of time finishing everything, getting it completed, figuring out I'm old and realizing I built a 2-story house and a duck coop is down the slope of a muddy hill, and like, oh wait, I can't live on my own homestead and do this anymore because I built it for a 20-year-old. So yeah, I want to be able to stay here as long as possible. Hopefully till I'm like ancient. But you never really know, and you never know what health things are going to affect you as you start reaching those ages either. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. If you need some electrical for free, I'll come out. Well, I appreciate that, and it's quite possible, as I build the house, like, I'll probably get certain companies to do certain parts for me. Depends what it is. It's quite likely I'm building a garage this summer, and I wouldn't mind completely hiring that out so I can focus on possibly a redo of the solar power that I have, because I'd like to change some things and move it inside of a building, at least the whole battery thing, and out of the shed, and that's actually a significant amount of work for what I want to do. Yes, you are trying to get away, Minion.
You're trying to get away.
As you had enough.
Come see Jen.
You want to go see Jen?
You come see Jen.
We'll go see Jen.
Where's Jen?
You can go see Jen.
It's like, I don't know if that's what I want either. I don't know
Well,
if that's what I want. Charlotte's curled up in your area. What happened? How did that happen?
Right.
How did that happen?
Lune, big dog. Huge hello from Australia. Accidentally stumbled onto your account. Absolutely loving it. Huge love to Minion and Az. Well, awesome.
you.
Thank you. Did Jen homestead before coming to live with Nate? No. She's familiar with country life, but not, you know, she was not a homesteader.
Nope.
If the dog owner doesn't agree to keep her dogs on her property, what other legal action do you plan on taking, considering you live in an area where people tend to deal with their own problems? That's actually a really good question. First of all, that situation's totally been resolved. I had a conversation with the boyfriend of her, and I don't know if he's part owner of the house or whatnot, but basically I had a conversation with somebody over there that's involved, and we got it resolved. Had that not happened, at some point I probably would have just chilled for a couple weeks, and yeah, I would have gone the attorney route. I've already done things with an attorney relating to this already, but I wasn't planning to pursue anything further. And you know, it probably just would have been letters and some stuff and just some way to get their attention. Beyond that, yeah, I had a whole plan. Like when I do something like this, I already have like the 6th and 7th step already like in my mind of what I'm gonna do.
Somebody says, catch the dogs, feed them, retrain them, and make them yours. Then you have 4 animals to guard the homestead.
Oh man, that would actually be kind of fun.
It would, especially, it would be interesting to see what somebody who knew what they were doing could do with that dog.
It would be.
Because he obviously has the drive.
He does.
He just needs some training. Like
He needs some training, and you have to keep in mind his breed too. Like he's
Yep.
not going to be the greatest dog to just have around free-range
not.
birds.
He's not. Nope.
So like, that doesn't totally fit.
Yep.
But you're the best, Nate. Well, thank you. And X-Man, thank you for the super chat. What were the breeds?
They're like
Was it like
Australian Shepherds. So the one was I don't know if they were like purebred Australian Shepherds. The one looked like it. That's the first thing I said to you was it looked like an Australian Shepherd, and then I was like, then I started to second guess myself, because then I told you it had the kind of like the shape of a collie, because that brown one does. Kind of reminds me of a collie.
Kinda. It's possible there's some of that mixed in. That would be quite the...
The one is really pretty. It was gray and it's got some black in it. The one that she's petting when she's laying down in that video. That one was really pretty, and that one was terrified. That one could hear Az barking as they were coming from the woods, and it didn't even look towards the property. It just beelined through the field and up and out. The one that bit you is the one that came towards the property and didn't really give a shit what Az was trying to say to it.
Yeah.
Until Az squared up with it. And then it was like...
It realized Az is so much bigger and was like, maybe not. Wishing you guys well with all the stuff going on. Thanks.
From Jamaica.
Cool. How much did save initially to start the homestead? I think I had somewhere around... Well, I had a house. It was all complicated.
He sold a bunch of stuff. And...
I sold a bunch of stuff. I had a house that I sold for $120,000, and I had just paid it off. And then what I had left was about $30,000, like on top of it, when I was selling everything else. So I came out here with like $150,000, except for I really didn't, because I paid over $100,000 for the property, and then another $10,000 for the driveway, and I was left with just enough to do the solar, rainwater collection. And then my bills were less than $500 a month, so I was totally golden, and got everything started, established, living dirt cheap, and then I sat down and said, how am I going to fund the rest of the homestead. And I've been running businesses for the last decade, starting them and running them. And I knew once I got out here and had free time, I would figure out a way to start another business and be successful. I thought about going back into contracting. It was kind of like, because I could contract 1 week a month and do just fine. But then social media took off, and then I thought about doing remote consulting for building projects, and that kind of was doing all right, but it was going to take a lot of effort to push, and social media was literally just taking off. And I said, I'm just going to redirect over to social media, start companies that can sell products. So I have a whole beard care line, I have coffees, and so I just backed the social media with my own retail business. So there's some of the financial stuff all in a nutshell. Can I sit on your lap like Minion? He'd probably crush me. Love that social media has filled the gaps and allowed you to live your dream. Yeah, me too. That's really awesome. Jen is so damn beautiful, right?
Well, thank you.
Rachel, thank you for the super chat. Any plans to get other livestock type animals? If no plans, what animal do you wish could have one day? Mini cow is a plan. More livestock guardian dogs, at least one more. I'd be really happy with like breeding. So like I think it'd be really cool to breed livestock guardian dogs and train them. And so I could sell trained or partially trained dogs at 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years old. 2 years being a fully trained, and once they hit 2 years old, you can fully health vet them as well. That would be something I think would be really fun. They would not be cheap dogs by the time that happened, but
I think Sarah has the flu. I hope she feels better soon. And somebody asked, why did Az let that dog bite you? Az wasn't there when the dog bit him. Az would never have let that happen.
no, that there's no way.
Az squared up with that dog. That's the only reason the dog left.
Yeah, and I went to confront the owner, and that dog was freely running around its property, barking aggressively at me the whole time. And when I turned and was just about to get back into the truck is when it finally decided to actually bite me. And it was just a nip. And I saw the way it was acting. It was not going to do a full-on attack on me. It just wanted to get a nip and run.
Yeah, it
just wanted to do that.
Yeah,
it wanted so badly to do that. And so it got its nip in. It felt kind of good and kind of squirreled away. Yeah. So
why did I let the dog bite him? I was in the truck, honey.
She was in the truck, and that's probably where she should have been.
The question is, why did the owner of the dog let the dog bite him? And that we don't know.
I think she was probably just thinking that the dog was not going to bite another person.
I keep seeing comments about a wood stove cookbook. So I was telling Nate, I kind of had an idea about doing a cookbook and doing it both ways. One, the conventional way, and so I would do the recipe on this is how you would do it in a conventional oven, and this is how you would do it on a wood stove oven. I thought that might be kind of fun.
That would be fun. And I want to do some Minion books too, like children's books.
Well, yeah, we can do that. I've started some Minion stories already. What he said to me one day, we should do stories of Minion stories and whatever. And I sat down and just started typing. What's your favorite thing about homesteading? And what's your biggest hate or annoyance about it?
Say that again, because I was typing.
What's your favorite thing about homesteading?
My favorite thing about homesteading, freedom that it gives me to do what I want here in the middle of nowhere. Peace, quiet, all that stuff.
And what's your biggest hate or annoyance about it?
My biggest hate or annoyance about it, that when something breaks, I have to fix or resolve it myself. Like, you don't just.
And it's usually something that needs to be taken care of right away. It's not
It
something
is.
that you can say, oh, when
Like,
I get to that.
if I lose electric, what am I doing? Calling the power company? No, they're gonna laugh at me.
Or like the freeze in the line.
Yeah, like the water line freezing. Like, I mean, I mean, I guess I could call a plumber. They'd come out and be so confused to my whole system.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be happy coming up
No,
here. And
they wouldn't want to come up here. And if I did convince them to come up here, they're gonna be like, "What the heck is this? How does
why
this
are you
even
doing
work?"
it? Right.
Like, they could figure it out, but it would be a total out of the box experience for them, and they just have to stop and take a minute and be like,
Oh, I did miss one.
"What's going on?"
Would you accept someone to live on your property and learn everything about homesteading? Probably not.
Probably not.
Kind of tried that once before and it didn't really work out. But he has talked about down the line, after we've got things more settled, possibly doing retreats, like homesteading retreats, where you can come out, stay for a week or whatever, or maybe even shorter ones, which were weekends. Learn, help out, learn about the homesteading. Maybe if there's like special focal areas that you want to learn about, the water system, or you're really just interested in learning about the solar, and kind of doing things like that, where he can work one-on-one with people and you can get the homesteading experience. That's probably down the line a ways too.
Probably is, but I would love to do that.
I mean, there's all kinds of legal aspects when it comes to that stuff. The insurances. He's got a lot of land here, things like that. So a lot to think about with that. But it has been a thought.
Yep. I'd buy a Minion picture calendar.
We really need to try to get a calendar out this year.
We
I
do.
wanted to get one out for 2024, and we just got so busy towards the end of the year with me moving and
Yep.
whatever. It just didn't happen. And no, we don't grow any marijuana. You can stop asking, please.
Right. How much land do I own? 102 acres. Technically 102 acres plus or minus. That's what the deed says. They all say that out here. Plus or minus, it says at the end. It's funny.
Was Nate armed at the time of the bite?
Most definitely. I just opted not to use that option.
That wasn't what we were looking for. It's not the outcome we were there for.
No, now if the thing was like literally trying to attack me and tear my leg
That would have
apart,
been different. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, without hesitation.
He didn't feel he needed to defend himself. The dog nipped him and ran.
I'm familiar with how dogs behave, and so I knew what the dog wanted to do. The dog was scared of me, just wanted to grab a warning nip. Unfortunately, me walking to the truck and the way I was doing it, like, it was not totally I mean, I could have kicked the dog in the face and stopped it, but I was quite sure it wasn't going to be a serious bite, and I opted to just take the bite instead of kicking the lady's dog, because then the story is, neighbor came over here, he talked to me, on the way out he kicked the dog. So this,
What happened?
that would have been the story had I kicked the dog instead of letting it bite me.
Yes. I was like, what? I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, well, if I had kicked the dog and not getting bit, yeah, there's no way to even if I was justified, like, that could have been like way more of a mess than me just healing for a little bit and calling it a day.
Right. We didn't feel he needed to seek medical attention because the bite didn't puncture through his jeans. He wears extremely tough denim work, like farm jeans, and it didn't puncture through that. So the bite really is the scraping of the denim against, and then the pinch from the teeth connecting. But there was no reason to be treated as far as that goes. And somebody asked about seeing the bite. It's in the video.
It is. I have at least one more picture of it, so I could do like an updated like video sometime.
Yeah.
On how it progressed, but I'll wait for it to be like healed, and then it'll be like, look like this, look like this, look like this. Now I'm fine, and I've been fine the whole time. I just had like minor like bruising and whatever.
Give Minion pets for me. Wish y'all the best. He is zonked out.
Thanks.
Upside down on his back, feet in the air, zonked out.
Nate, I have to ask, how are you able to stay so calm with situations like what happened with the dog bite and everything around that? I would have flipped personally because I'm very future minded. And so, yeah, I can see when something is happening, I can see multiple steps ahead. Like, I can see, just like I explained, me kicking the dog. All of a sudden, they're freaking out because I went over to the house, kicked their dog in the face, and left. Um, so I knew that was not the scenario I wanted to have exist. So yeah, unless I felt like my life was actually threatened or my health was really threatened, um, yeah, I'm just able to visualize the future outcome in the present, which is actually a really cool ability. So yeah, it just lets me be chill.
Did you answer that about the
No, I
chicken of
did
the
not. Best way
woods?
to cook eat chicken of the woods. I like to boil it for 10 minutes and then pan fry it.
He really liked it as fajitas or tacos or
I did.
something.
That was good. So basically, I described the method I like it to be cooked. How you take it pan fried from there and turn it into delicious food will totally be Jen's department.
We've done different things with it. We made chicken parmesan with it one night.
We
That
did.
was
That was
good.
really good.
That was really good. And then Nate made tacos with it one night. I wasn't here.
I did.
He was trying to decide what to eat, and I was like, we'll just make it into tacos. And he said that was really good.
It was really good.
You've also made it into like a sandwich, fried chicken sandwich.
I did. Fried chicken sandwich. That was good. I made it into like boneless hot wings. That was also good.
So as long as it's cooked right, we get rid of that. It's as long as it's cooked right, so that you don't get sick from it, because it can mess with your stomach if it's not prepared right. You can do really anything with it that you do with chicken.
Yeah.
It's got a chickeny texture.
Yep. It's really good. I think it's really good.
Hey, Morgan.
Great content, great vibes. Thanks for the vids. You're welcome. How's Dagger been handling Saber's disappearance? Dagger has been acting,
It's different.
yeah, different. He's a lot more energetic. He doesn't have his playmate anymore. So he's interacting with the cats or the dogs
And we don't think
differently.
he's leaving the property
No.
anymore. I think he's
He
been
hasn't
hanging
been.
out.
He has been sticking around. Which is cool, which is what I, prefer them do anyway. But I think he's been sticking around as in like staying in the immediate area. You and Minion gone hunting before? I don't think Minion's ever gone with me hunting. But there's no pictures, videos, really. Of any
You could
sort.
not hunt with him.
I could too.
He barks and chases off the deer long before we even know they're there. There is no way. Unless you are a super good shot and that deer runs the way you want it to when he barks, there's no way you could take this dog hunting.
You can help me
He
flash.
would be like, "Watch out! Nate's got a gun!"
You can help me flash him out.
We were on the four-wheeler the other day, and out of nowhere, this dog just starts yapping, and I'm like, what is he so excited about? And then, like, I don't know, 8 seconds later, I see these two white tails hopping through, and I'm like, how did he even know they were there? He totally knew they were there, and he let out a good bark. You could not. He could not go hunting. He'd be good at flushing birds out.
You can flush deer out too.
Yeah, I guess if they ran the right direction, like I just can't picture you and Minion sitting in the little hunting hut down there by the pond, and him sitting quietly so that the deer can sneak up.
Yeah.
You couldn't. You couldn't post like that.
It would take.
All that.
New tricks
All
his
right.
entire life.
We want to see videos of you and me hunting next fall.
I didn't say I was going to. I said I could if I really wanted to. I have a thing about people saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, and be like, good.
This is how 90% of our conversations go.
It is. It really is. Oh, man.
You can't take Minion deer hunting.
I could.
What's your favorite canned chili?
I have absolutely no idea. I've eaten canned chili, but I never once remembered thinking about what brand it might be or.
Probably Bush's. Not Hormel.
All right. I would say Jen probably knows better.
Hormel chili is good with Velveeta. If you like melt Velveeta in it, a lot of it, and then use it as a chip dip. That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
I could see that.
But probably Bush's chili.
Love your content, Nate. Love that Jen is with you now, too. Thanks.
Can you send us all a recipe? Absolutely. You can send me a recipe.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the super chats, guys. Thanks for making some great content and showing off Anatolians. My friends finally know what I'm talking about when I mention my own Anatolian. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Az is actually a Turkish Boz Shepherd, but
Very
many
similar.
similarities to Anatolians. I mean, same region, like the livestock guardian dogs, so that their actions are going to be extremely similar. But yeah, yep, they're not like what other people think of when you say guard dog or yeah, they livestock guardian dogs are definitely very specific.
Thanks for all the
types of
super
animals.
chats, guys. You guys have been crazy tonight.
You guys have. That's really kind of you. If you ever come to Cincinnati, let me know. I'll have you on the Jungle Gyms podcast. Yeah, I have no plans to going to Cincinnati, but if I ever do, I might have to let you know. How do you have the electric for living quarters set up? Is there a sub panel or is it all one circuit? It's two circuits off of the main panel. I did think about doing some kind of sub panel down here off of that. That way if I did flip a breaker, at least it would flip it in here and I wouldn't have to go running all the way up there. But yeah. 220 amp circuits. Tolians, Kangles, ran into them a lot in Iraq. They don't play. No, they don't. And yeah, the Middle East is definitely a place where these dogs are more common. Looks like a Turkish Kangal. He does. Yeah, Boz Shepherds are very, very similar to Kangles.
Wolf brand chili. I have never had that before.
Hmm.
A Frito chili pie. Okay, what the heck? I need to know, what is a Frito chili pie?
That's interesting. Does Minion snore? He does sometimes.
Send it to narrowwayhomestead@gmail.
There you go. I hope to one day have a call with you, Nate. Sounds stupid, probably, but you've saved my life.
Oh, that's awesome to
cool.
hear.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple times. Blows my mind that like somehow my videos and content help people in that way. But like, what better use could there be for social media if
Wait,
not
she's
not
never
that?
had a Frito pie? I had never heard of a Frito pie.
I have no idea what
Fritos,
Frito pie.
cheese, onion, and chili, and then what? You just layer it? What?
Fritos, cheese. I mean, that sounds good.
Does that sound okay to you? Or do you put the Fritos on
Unless-
top? So Nate is really weird about. Yep, I knew this was coming.
She's cutting
I
me
knew
off.
this was coming. I knew this was coming. He's like, unless the Fritos get mushy under the chili, then I can't handle it.
That's right.
Yep. So he would be a chili and all this stuff, and then the Fritos on the side and dip it. Probably kind of. If it wouldn't get mushy, he'll put it on there. But if it's gonna get mushy. He had the bottom of a bag of tortilla chips the other night, and it was just all crumbs. And I said, if it was me, I would just put some of that salsa right on top of those in the bag and then eat it with a spoon. And he's like, but then the chips get mushy. And I'm like, not if you eat it fast enough.
Right.
Yeah, he's weird about the texture of things. He doesn't like them get mushy.
That's probably why I don't even typically like potatoes, is because what they're supposed to be is crispy like things fried in oil, and potatoes in their form are just soggy chips. Like potatoes in their natural form are soggy chips. Like that's just sad. Makes me sad.
He's hard to cook for. He doesn't like he doesn't prefer Mexican food, which is absolutely my favorite, and he doesn't like potatoes, which I could eat potatoes every day.
What did I say about the last time you made Mexican food?
You like the fajitas, and you would eat those.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I could eat those again
Uh-huh.
and again and
They were
again.
good.
Yeah, he liked the fajitas.
They were good.
He didn't care for he doesn't care for like just the regular taco with like the American style taco. But he liked the like chicken fajitas with the peppers and onions
Like, I could do
and I put a lot of hot sauce on them. I put
that
Carolina Reaper
helps.
sauce on the
That
shells.
helps. That really helped. And I could do like I don't know if I like the American style tacos, but I have had like tacos that were actually like at a Mexican restaurant where I didn't understand what the server was saying to me. She just pointed
That
at
you liked?
that I liked.
Okay,
Like
so
they were authentically Mexican
yes.
tacos.
So the difference is an
And they were
American
good.
style taco has lettuce, cheese, tomato, and sour cream on it. A Mexican taco does not. It has cilantro. It has like a pico de gallo on it, like a cilantro, tomato, onion,
Okay.
and then the taco meat. Plus, if you make tacos with a little packet of taco seasoning, that's not your authentic. That's American taco
Yeah,
flavor.
sure.
If I make like authentic taco meat using just like cumin and garlic and spices that you use in it, it would be more like what you're getting at a Mexican restaurant.
That makes sense.
And not have that overly like, and it's not orange. It doesn't look all orange and have a
Right.
ton of chili powder and stuff in it. That,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's the difference between your American taco and like your Mexican taco.
Okay. Yeah, I know that there was totally a difference. Let's see, where am I at here?
After the Frito pie, I believe. Yep, this one was for Minion hats. Did you read that one?
I did not. Gotta give credit for outwardly patient. Y'all have been with stuff going on. Enjoy the content. Use this money for Minion hats. Thank you. Yeah, I missed that one. That's sad, but I did catch it eventually.
And we answered yes, Minion snores. He definitely snores. He also kicks in his sleep.
Mm-hmm. First off, I love your content, Nate. I was wondering how Lord Minion and Az get along. They get along really well, and as time goes on, they get along better and better. They just need to spend significant time with each other, working alongside each other, doing something.
They're able to be outside for a little bit unsupervised now.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with them being unsupervised for almost any duration of time, unless Az has something he views as a prized possession, and Minion doesn't know it. I think it'd be okay, but I just want to be there for those initial times when that's going to happen and just see what happens. But I think they'll be fine.
Also, has Az attacked any animals yet?
Yeah, he got a mouse tonight. A small mouse. He tried to show me for like 5 minutes. I didn't know he was trying to show me anything. It was in his gums. Like it was still intact and fine.
Yeah, he finally dropped it.
He finally dropped
it. My husky did that to me once. He brought the mouse in the house though.
But like, yeah, his mouth is so big, like it's unnoticeable.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Glad I can support you in a small way. Thank you. A couple other super chats. Thank you guys. No mushy videos. They definitely have to be on the side. Agreed. Nerd that enjoys the outdoors here. Do you use Starlink or the cellular connection as the main? I use Starlink as the main most of the time. I have better latency with the cellular setup I have. That didn't used to be the case until I got the directional antennas and tuned everything, oriented everything just right. But
somebody said a mouse, not on my watch.
Right.
Oh, we just let him have it. He wasn't inside or anything. It was a field mouse, and he was barking. And Nate went out to check to see what was going on, and then Az got quiet, and the next thing you know, he spit a mouse out at him.
Yep. There's a box of 22 for you. Well, thanks. Hoping you're all doing well. So you got nipped in that recent short. Figured I'd check if you're all doing okay. Any updates on the neighbors? I'm doing fine. 10 minutes before I started this live, I was having a conversation with the neighbors face to face. Not the woman, but the guy that lives there or the guy that's her boyfriend, basically somebody close to her. It's pretty much resolved. I will have to do an update video. There's really not much to say other than they take keeping their dogs off my property seriously now. And they just want us to coexist as peaceful neighbors, and
We agree.
that's what I'm here for. So they made no apologies. At least he made no apologies when he was here. I don't care about receiving an apology. I didn't ask for one. Had I asked for one, I might have gotten one. I don't care. From this point forward, I just want to coexist peacefully. That's it. So no need to ask people to apologize or whatever. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Oh. Hey, Jay, hope all is well. First live, love the channel. Awesome, thank you. Nate, your woman rocks. Wow. Nate, your woman rocks, but don't let her wear the pants. I live by that maximum. Got 5 divorces to prove it. That's crazy. Yeah. No worries about the whole pants wearing thing. We're a team.
Absolutely. And I don't like dresses or skirts, so you're gonna have to deal with pants.
Oh, there you go.
No bottomless bartenders.
Oh man. Sorry if told before. How did you get into homestead life? Did you grow up with it? I grew up in the suburbs.
I grew up in the suburbs.
Yep, I did.
Have you seen the movie The Burbs?
No,
That's funny.
I have never heard of it. But I grew up in the suburbs. And being in the suburbs, I didn't know anything about any of this. It was just something I researched and decided I wanted and sold everything and went for.
Somebody wants to know if they can send Minion a hat. Absolutely, you can send Minion a hat.
You can. Yep, you
There's
can.
an address somewhere in the bio, I think.
Yes, there should be. Chat is rolling so much I can't even read. Yeah, I thought perhaps I could
And
read
it's
more of
slowed
it than
down.
I could, but yeah, it has slowed significantly from the first hour. Honestly, there was a point in this live where I could not keep up with the super chats, which I have never experienced before in my life. So thank you guys so much for that. Quite an image to unsee bottomless waitresses. Oh, too funny, too funny. I hope you can have respect from the neighbors going forward. Love watching your content. Hi from Queensland, Australia. Awesome.
Is it possible the missing cat had kittens in the woods?
Wait, no. No. It's a male cat.
Did you seriously have to think about that?
Well, the absurdity of it was getting to me, and then I realized that they have
Yeah.
no idea if it's a male or female
He's a
missing
male.
cat. But yeah, you all found out I'm going to be a father. Any advice? Love you guys. Thanks for the inspiration. That's
Congratulations,
awesome.
first
Congrats.
off.
Yep. I'm not a parent, so I
It's a life
pretty
change.
much leave my parenting advice in my own head and let people with more experience
You
talk.
parent Minion more than most people parent their children. Are you kidding me?
I do.
Minion gets like sent to his room. He Minion is parented.
He is. He is. He's a perpetual 3-year-old, I'm quite sure. But yeah,
Just be patient.
Just be patient and consistent. And I mean, one of the things I tell people about dog training that I think would probably work with kids is that sometimes your dog or child will do something that absolutely frustrates you and you react in a way that is not how you wanted to.
Thank you for not mentioning static correction.
Right. Well, that's probably not acceptable.
It's not. It says right on the package, not to be used on children. Isn't it sad that somebody has to put
Crazy
that in
that
there?
has to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so you get frustrated. So if you're having an issue with your child, like, I don't know what it is, like they're constantly, it's a crazy example, going up to your table and knocking a vase off. Well, instead of putting a vase there, put a plastic bottle there. And so when they knock it off and they're not supposed to, you get not nearly as upset as having your great grandmother's $2,000 antique crystal vase shattered again, or like do things that keep you from being frustrated so you don't react out of like insane frustration. Like with Az out there tearing up stuff. Well, if I put a piece of trash out there and he starts tearing it up, and that's the thing I make the don't tear up my stuff training about, I'll never personally get upset that he tore up my garbage. Like, so it just makes it easier for me to train him because I'm really not actually upset about what he did if he did what I didn't want him to do. I don't know. That's my dog training stuff.
And with kids, you have to pick your battles. Well, and you pick your battles with Minion too.
I do. I do. To an extent. I also start realizing he's like almost 11 years old and has mellowed out and therefore just gets to behave a little bit differently than when I was initially trying to teach him how to behave for a healthy life.
Yeah.
But I'm still like on certain things that are life or death or could be life or death training. Those need to be still very, very on top of.
So I have to tell you this because Braden has been very consistent and he's been typing this exact same thing for a good 30 minutes at least.
30 minutes?
He says you need to make a live for Minion showing all of his tricks on live. I'm serious. That's the most consistent, constant comment I have seen.
I've wanted to make a video showing all of Minion's tricks, and I literally sat down to write a list about it, and...
Well, it's funny because as time goes on, all of a sudden you remember another one that he knows. Like
it is. Like, I decided it was too much work to write a list of all the tricks Minion knows.
Nate can hide a treat in the house and tell Minion to go find it. And as soon as he says find it, Minion's little nose starts going and he goes to find it.
He's going around.
That's something I had never seen Minion do until I moved in here. He's like, oh, here's something you haven't seen Minion do. You haven't done this in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's still tricks he does that have still never made it to social media. Like,
yep.
He knows so many tricks. It's crazy. You think Az will ever betray Lord Minion for his throne? I don't think so. I do believe Az is very loyal to Lord Minion, but you never do know. Lord Minion's too powerful. Az could never. Am I gonna marry Jen? Unlikely. I mean, I consider us married in my mind, and that's good enough for me, rather than doing the whole paperwork thing.
Neither one of us really want to do that.
Yep. As the most loyal knight. That's right.
We've got mods in here. She's taking care of it.
Yep. Oh, my ferret is very glad we started to listen to your live. Your ferret is cool. Nate, how old am I? 38.
We have a 3D printer. We just don't have time or space to set it up yet.
Yep.
One of these times I'll play with it.
Mm-hmm. What have you been gaming on PC lately? We've been playing Stardew Valley, but we haven't been doing it on PC. We've been doing it on the Switch because we like to be lazy and sit in the bed and just casually game. But it has get a partner to help. I've already committed to purchase another one from the same breeder in 2025. There will be no litters available in 2024. How much time to grow that beard? It's like seven years roughly. I don't know if it's time for me to change that answer to 8 years yet or not, but sometime it will be. But yeah, the first 4 years I had it, I heavily trimmed it and messed with it, and the last bit I haven't. Major projects you have planned for the warmer months? I want to work on building a garage, I think. I was going to either start the house or garage this spring. I think I want to go more for the garage because I don't have the house planned in my mind how I want it to be yet.
Stardew with my fiance is one of my favorite things. We are long distance in different countries. That's awesome.
That's cool.
What a cool way to stay connected.
That's a cool thing. We played video games long distance.
Yeah.
for the videos. We've enjoyed them, and all the best. Health and happiness, folks. Well, thank you, Fly, for the super chat. I appreciate it.
There is a Discord. We haven't been on there in a while. We do get on every once in a while to the public chat and chit chat with people. So you can follow the Discord and watch for us on there. We haven't, like I said, done that in a while.
Yep, I do go on there and try to check the text chat now and again, but if I go live, it's usually on a platform such as this, usually TikTok. I've been doing YouTube more and more and more. And it's possible I might just switch to doing just YouTube over. I enjoy the YouTube interaction on live typically more than I enjoy the TikTok interaction. It's a different type of interaction for whatever reason. Antonian Shepherd would be a good dog for the homestead as well, for sure. There's a number of dogs that do quite well on homesteads. Only watch on YouTube. Do you like your TikTok or YouTube audience more? They're different. As far as lives go, I tend to prefer the YouTube lives interactions
They're
better.
much more chill.
They're much more chill. I think there's the ratio of mature people to immature people is better here. As far as like, I don't like that TikTok limits the length of comments. So I even enjoy reading YouTube comments more typically because I don't know how many characters you're limited to on TikTok, but it's not many. You just cannot type. So you have to do part 1, part 2. And very few people do that, which is fine because very few people will like read it and try to get the right order. Yeah. Where is our Lord? Lord Minion is laying down in his bed right now.
The ducks do have their own pond. It's just not seen very often. It's just a small little duck pond.
If doing more YouTube lives, will you switch to landscape mode? I don't know. I'll probably experiment with that. YouTube specifically pushes the portrait mode for lives, and I think it puts it more on their shorts page. And since I'm a shorts creator, like it's probably gonna find more of my audience. But I may try doing some the other way and see. Any chance you can make a GoPro hat for Lord Minion so you can get a live stream of him just running around? I don't have, like, my Wi-Fi is exceedingly limited.
It would have to be a video.
It would almost have to be a video, and he does not like objects mounted to hats at all. He does not like. I tried to do the umbrella hat. He wanted nothing to do with it.
He's like, no.
Yep. Chance on releasing a Lord Minion plush. The chance of that is exceedingly high.
They're already ordered.
Yep, they're coming. They're coming. Hey, how you doing? Everything with Saber and the dogs probably stressing you out. How you doing mentally? And how's Jen doing?
I'm good.
I'm good too. I was a little less. I mean, yeah, it was just more mental energy than I wanted to expend on any such nonsense. But I think I've reached a resolution with the neighbor with the dog. So, if people compared you to Tom Bodette, that has happened. That has. Thank you for the parenting advice. Philosophical. You're welcome. Hope it helps. I mean, just being consistent and not doing anything out of frustration. Easy to say, hard to do, but still super important. Well, my Minion plus Dagger plush. Oh, that'd be cool. It's the pie in the sky thing you do on a homestead if you had the chance. Like something just wild and crazy. I'd probably build a giant castle. It wouldn't be that giant, but have like a whole watchtower and everything. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
You could get even more wild and give him a moat with alligators.
I could. That'd be important. I'd probably get him a moat.
Wild.
I'd probably get him a moat full of baby ducks. That would just fit the whole Lord Minion castle theme.
Percy needs another basket.
He does. I have ordered.
Actually, somebody ordered one.
Oh yeah. Cool.
On the live that day when you were showing the remnants of it.
Okay. Yeah. I was totally chewed up Minion's egg collecting and duck feeding basket.
And I'm like, oh look, he found something to chew on. I didn't
Yeah.
even
It
realize
was
that's what it was.
unrecognizable. I knew what it was, but yeah.
It looked like a pile of grass.
Do you have a designated butchering area for anything you hunt? Actually, I do. In the outdoor kitchen.
Oops.
Now you use a chainsaw instead of a force multiplier for your shorts. But I honestly like the idea and whether you protect your property with a chainsaw. Yeah, it does get the creative juices flowing, and it's funny how many people miss that it's actually a prop.
You actually thought that it was he used a chainsaw.
Yeah, and it seems like people on YouTube miss more that it's a prop because YouTube does allow those devices to be shown, and they don't realize that my content is tried to be made equally for all platforms, and so every restriction every platform has, I try to work around all of them within one video so it's appropriate for every platform. So it's just kind of humorous. Recipes would be great. Kids book based on Lord Minion sound excellent. I think so. Jen, how's the transition from your home state to moving with Nate?
Good. It wasn't actually my, well, it was, I guess, my current home state. My original state is Montana, but I didn't really care for Wisconsin. So I didn't really feel like I was leaving anything that I really loved, aside from some people that I've met and whatever.
Right.
So I think the transition has been fine.
Does Minion like to go fishing? That is an excellent question, and I don't believe he's ever gone fishing. Thank you for improving my quality of life. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad I'm somehow able to do that. Not sure if there's already a video or short on this. Any chance to get a vid on what you did before homesteading and how you got into it? I have already made a video on that. I do try to remake one similarly to that every so often. Jen, have any previous experience with homesteading? She didn't really,
Farms,
but she had friends with farms. She is familiar with living in the country, all that stuff. So it wasn't like, it's not like she came from New York City and, you know, it's like a huge change.
New York City.
That's just a big city, a name that most people know. That's why I used it.
That's an old commercial. You wouldn't understand. You're too young.
Okay, I'm too young. I'm too young to understand. How's Spoot the spider doing? The people must know. She's good. She's sitting on an egg sac. I am well aware that I do need to start
And it's hard to see her.
filming some more on that, but literally all I can film is like a spider in like the whole web thing.
Sorry, I found crackers and salsa.
Where could I get that hat? This one here, this one is actually slightly different than the ones that are on my website. The ones on the website are a leather patch, Narrowway Homestead, but
These will be on there eventually.
these are exceedingly handy. They do have the built-in lights, pencil holders, or sunglass holders. Narrowwayhomestead.com. You can find them along with many other things I have. I'm terrible at plugging my own products. Half of the people on here probably have no idea I have a business behind the entire social media thing, but yes, there is stuff and it's cool. I use these lights all the time when I go outside and I'm like, I forgot my flashlight. Oh, never mind. Click.
What was your experience growing up with your voice? I love it. Did
Experience.
anybody say anything about your voice when you were younger? Or has it only been since the social media that people have started commenting on your voice?
It's only been since social media. Nobody's
Ever said, damn, you've got a calming voice or a soothing voice?
never
or
heard that
anything?
before. Nope. And when I first came on social media, a lot of people were just like, your voice is so annoying. And I was like, yeah, I agree. I don't
Okay.
like the sound of my own voice. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make a video, guys. Listen to what I said. If you can't stand my voice that much, leave. And eventually, somehow it shifted from that to like a ton of people liking the voice. And I'm like,
I think it was after the That's Good. I remember the first time that came on a video. I knew right away that was going to be huge. On cracker? You want some salsa?
I do want a cracker. No, I don't want the salsa. I just want the cracker.
All right.
Yeah, you have a great voice. Thank you. Enjoy the rhythm of your speech. I do definitely have a unique rhythm. That's no doubt. How can you be so calm in a rough situation? Any tips? Just have the ability to think ahead and realize that what I do
don't react
in a moment is going to permanently alter the future.
Nate doesn't react to things, is what it is. Even when I hollered at him when the dogs were there and he came out, when I told him what was going on, I could see him think through a process. Like, he was thinking rather than just like immediately reacting to the situation. I could see him thinking through it. And it took him a good 30, 45 seconds to say, you recognize the dogs? Let's go talk to the owners. Like, he wasn't immediately like reactive. He just didn't immediately react. You didn't immediately react when the dog bit you, aside from grabbing the back of your leg.
I mean, I'll react when I need to. Like, I immediately reacted when you yelled my name. I was outside both of those doors super fast.
I had an urgency to this tone of my voice, and you probably heard your dog bark.
Yep.
That's different. You were reacting to a situation there, but
if the dogs had still been there, I would have been
initially react
quick, but they were gone. Like, it was a past tense scenario that I missed.
Yep. That's something a lot of people have to work on. Like, I try to not be a reactive person. Like, I don't want to initially react to things because that's sometimes you react
gets you into trouble
or wrong or
for sure.
You don't read a situation properly if you react.
Yeah. Yep. Some people, their blood just gets boiling and they just before they think, they've already set a path before them that can't be altered because they've already acted a certain way.
Keep calm and Nate on. That's right.
There you go. Unless something's actively eating your ducks, in which case
that's what you need, a shirt that says
crazy.
Keep calm like Nate.
Oh my gosh. That'd be funny. Yo, I've been watching this channel for so long. It's gotten me through some hard times. I love you all so much. Keep up the content.
That's so awesome to hear.
That's so cool to hear. Thanks for watching. I'm glad it helped. Nate, do you like streaming on TikTok or YouTube better? And is your fans from TikTok and YouTube different? They are different. I do like streaming on YouTube a bit better. I think it's a more mature audience generally over here, although my TikTok audience is, as time has gone on and it's a mature channel, it's more refined. So a lot of the people that were just negative and hateful, like it's one of the least nasty commented on channels that I see on TikTok.
I think that difference in apps brings a difference in people too. Like the people on TikTok, the way they defend, like that whole defense thing is so different. Like the way people reacted to the videos on YouTube versus how they reacted to them on TikTok.
Yeah. To a point. There was definitely some YouTube reactions that were
there were
unnecessary, but
yeah. I guess on TikTok they could go over to her.
That was the difference.
That's the difference.
They could go, yeah. But
they got physically
involved. There were a couple comments on YouTube that fully doxed the person, like as much as possible. Like somebody did a lot of research to post that just for me to delete their comment. But
yeah.
What's our favorite dinosaurs? T-Rex.
Triceratops.
That's cool. That's a cool dinosaur too. Jade, thanks for being a Narrowway supporter. If you could teleport anywhere in the world and take your homestead with, where would it be? Anywhere in the world. You know how in video games sometimes you're in a certain place and you accidentally press the teleport and you wasted your teleport and didn't go anywhere? That's what I would do. I would teleport right here.
He hates it when that happens, by the way.
I do.
I used my teleport and I wasn't done in the mines yet.
Mm-hmm. So annoying. So annoying. Do you guys participate in 420 activities? 420 is not my thing, but I'm not opposed to it. So many people
It's not judgmental.
often think that if you don't do it, you must be against it, and I'm not against it. It's just not my thing. Couple more people. Dries. I don't even know how to pronounce that because that's not a normal O. And Pie Mama. Contaro? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining the Narrowway supporters. Appreciate it. Any on-grid luxuries that you missed that can't be recreated on the homestead? Maybe like a gas station with like a quick trip or something, like just 5 minutes
At the end of
from
the driveway.
homestead. However, if that happened, I would be so annoyed at all these people stopping real close to my homestead,
traffic.
getting gas and doing all this stuff. So I don't miss it bad enough that I'm just glad that there is not a gas station at the end of my driveway. Or a restaurant, or, yeah. Not really. Honestly surprised you have that kind of carefree demeanor. I get that a lot. I do.
Sorry, man.
It's my natural state that doesn't need to be altered with, yeah, other things.
He's calm when he's annoyed. You can tell he's annoyed, but he's still calm. Like, you can see a change in him, but it's not a change between the calm and the not
My
calm, I
demeanor
guess.
pretty much stays the same.
Yeah, but you can tell
yeah.
he's annoyed.
Yep. Advice for starting a business. I want to start selling jewelry I make. My advice for starting a business is just make sure you have a business model before you do it. Like a lot of people start businesses and they just can't get it to get traction and take off. And you have to have a plan in front of you that is reasonable, that you think you can attain, that is going to get your product to take off. Yeah. Say how you feel. Say how I feel. I feel fine. That's not what you meant, probably, but. I've seen dogs the same breed as an old boy is going to be a giant. Nothing is going to be willing to stay on your property once they see a full grown. Yeah, no question. No question about that. I can't keep calm.
Build
I
a
have
coffee shop,
anxiety.
give people something
That's
to
my
do.
motto.
A coffee shop won't work around here.
Unlikely.
People around here probably aren't going to want to pay the price for a cup of coffee that a cup of coffee like that really costs.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if it would really work.
I don't think it would. Carrie, welcome. Thanks for being a Narrowway supporter. Nate, love your long form content. The 2023 recap was really inspiring. I can't wait to see what other kinds of projects you work on. Well, thanks. Appreciate that. I'm hoping to do more long format content. I have certainly not had the time the last few weeks to do such a thing, but I do want to do more. I'm gonna have to find a way to take some more off my plate in order for me to be able to add that on. You look like a Viking. Sorry if I offended you, sir. No offense taken. Nate, would you consider a thermal monocular camera for homestead security? I would consider such things. Yep, I would. Although, most of the time, like, homestead security is against critters, and there's very few critters that a light affects one way or the other. So like a flashlight works really well, especially when it's mounted to something else. If they hurt Minion, right at dawn. I hear ya. I don't know why I suggested this video, and what are y'all still doing live? We're just hanging out, but it is about that time. I have a ridiculously packed day tomorrow.
You do?
I do. Somehow it's Monday already. I got all those videos to
Oh, that's right.
get done.
It's a busy video day tomorrow.
It's going to be very much so.
I already did my videos for tomorrow.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's
I'm
awesome.
an overachiever.
Yeah, I hear you. As live right now on Minion's TikTok page. Possibly, there's a good chance that live also ended. In which case it needs to be restarted. But either way, it will get restarted.
You're welcome. Glad we got to hang out.
But yeah,
Have you tried Mama Noodles? If not, you should. I haven't even heard of that.
I haven't either.
Nate likes noodles.
I do. Noodles are good.
I do have a YouTube channel. It's underscore just underscore Jen or something like that.
Hey,
Something like that.
this is my first live I catch. Huge fan, man. Well, that's awesome. It's a shame you caught it right at the end. However, since this is YouTube, you can totally rewind it and start over.
You don't get TikTok, so you miss out on all the best lives. So recently on Sundays, we've been live on both TikTok and YouTube. So you should still be able to catch him here. Sundays at 10.
Yep, and it's possible. I'm gonna think about just doing only YouTube lives and switching over here from TikTok specifically for the Sunday night lives.
That'd be cool.
I'll still do lives of
The random
sorts.
lives.
They're often random on TikTok. People watching out on the property and stuff, but or Hank the mower in the appropriate season, not winter, but
Please make a black logoed hat. There's black logoed hats. Narrowwayhomestead.com.
Yep. Check out the website. And watching all your YouTube shorts. I don't have TikTok, but love watching your YouTube videos and shorts. It's cool to catch the video. Awesome. Yeah, and you're really not missing much at all on TikTok versus YouTube. You do often, in the shorts, there's usually 1 to 3 seconds of the video missing at the end, but they're filmed specifically to make the video feel complete, even though it's missing the last 1 to 3 seconds. There's usually nothing significant, so you're really not missing anything by only being on YouTube, which is cool. Let's see, Minion. Minion was on here. He is zonked out right now.
He's zonked out.
But, yep. Good night, all. Appreciate you guys watching all the shorts, going to narrowwayhomestead.com, purchasing various things occasionally. Man, look at that suggestion from Big Wolfer. Used to sell Minion plushies that come with a few accessories like hats and glasses.
Told you accessories would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Plushies are on the way, guys.
Plushies are in the works, and accessories of sorts is an idea we're working through. But yeah, excellent suggestion, and already being implemented.
Thank you, Morgan, and I know Squishy's in here too, and any other mods that were around. You killed it tonight. It's been busy. Marry Me Chicken, that's like the third person I've seen ask me about the Marry Me Chicken. Oh, they tried it for dinner. It's amazing. It is amazing. I get most of my recipes from Google. I literally look them up, look through a couple of them, find what ones I think look like they might be the better one, and I just go with it. So that's where I get my recipes, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
They're good.
About the hair compliment. You guys are sweet.
All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. We will